Oh, yeah, we are back live again this week on Game Time. After we took a little bit of a break last week, some scheduling issues and stuff going down, but we are back. We got you back in the mood with that sick beat. They tell me the kids say it slaps. It's a great kick beat that we got going on here.
I saw you not understanding slaps and being like, I'm old Rocha. We'll just call you Rocha. I don't know.
Did you just say it slaps?
No. He refused to say it. He refused to say it. He was on SCN. I was watching for a little bit, and he was like, "That's the one I can't get with slaps.
I can't get with slaps.
I can't get with slaps. What?
Can't handle the slaps. Anything slaps. I'd say it's good. Yeah.
You do understand what it's referring to, right?
Something about slapping on the butt. Is that
no. I mean, you could too, but no. It's specifically like it's a knee slapper. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting like the rhythm. That's what you mean by it slaps, bro.
I prefer this. I prefer it hits. I like
early.
I'm just saying, Rocha. Like if you consider the fact, man, that you were around when black churches formed in the first place.
They wouldn't let me in then too.
That you should understand. They out here slapping the tambourine on their thighs and shit. Come on, man.
Early.
I was in the back of the choir.
Too early for all this.
I was in the James Brown church.
I'm just.
It's 2 p.m., Jay. What the fuck you mean it's too early?
Too early for all this.
Go back to that old. Was it? We took back to that old. What's the name of that place in the Blues Brothers? I always forget. Oh, never mind. Anyway, James Brown. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Game Time. It is back live. We got so much to talk about. I am one of your hosts, John Rocha, joined as always by two of my favorite dudes on the planet, Mr. Jay Washington. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here. I'm happy to be present. I got on my orange shirt and my new Bulls cap. Shouts out to leaders in Chicago for the dope T-shirt, and I'm still waiting on my Mr. Al Hardy shirts. He hit me up and said my crew neck was on back order.
Is that Ed Hardy's
cousin? Crew? You're loving the crew.
Is Al Hardy Ed Hardy's cousin? Who is Al Hardy?
No, Al Hardy's a black dude who has some shirts that say black men are dope, and so I've got two of the bitches coming.
Oh, yeah. I saw Winston wearing those. Winston Marshall over there. How are you, Winston?
I'm doing great, man. I was going to wear it, but it's sports, so I put on the Wakanda jersey, and y'all got to wait to see our next review of Doom Patrol. Because we just look like one of our favorite characters came back, and we just decided to cosplay as him through the whole thing. So y'all definitely got to check that out, man.
I love it. Good.
Let me move this camera back because this is all about faces. I can see my pores.
I know, dude. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you got a camera all up in your face. Don't you have a thing to? Oh my god. I swear, it's always everything. It's always just like on the fly in the middle of the show. Well, like we say, this ain't Sports Center, son. You don't get said Keith Olbermann going out behind the camera and adjusting his camera. You know,
I mean, these ESPN folk, they got to do it, but you know what they end up doing, honestly,
what's that?
Is because they're still like a full production. They don't even let them in. That's until true. They have set their shit.
Right, until they done everything. It's just me setting shit up.
And they have a producer to help them. It's literally all three of us just doing our own shit, man. So,
very true. It's very true. We produce, direct, and host these shows. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into the first story here, man. It's pretty crazy stuff. Cam Newton has reached an agreement on a 1-year incentive-laden deal with the New England Patriots. This, according to ESPN's Chris Mortensen, Adam Schefter. Newton now joins Newton now joins the Patriots and Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer to compete for the top position there, a quarterback for the New England Patriots. There's a lot going on with this. Cam Newton posted on Instagram and said, "I'm excited as I don't know what right now," along with the hashtag Let's Go Pat. You know, he was the number 1 overall selection in 2011 with the Carolina Panthers. He's there for 9 years before they kind of unceremoniously dumped him at the end of last year. Then they signed Teddy Bridgewater, who was the New Orleans Saints backup to Drew Brees. He will now start for the Carolina Panthers. They also got rid of Ron Rivera somewhere during that season, and Ron has come over and been the coach of the Washington professional football team. Newton is still continuing to rehab his foot surgery, and he had a physical in Atlanta on March 23rd. So they proved all of it. Said he was checking out well, and according to Schefter, his agent says that Newton is hungrier than ever and eager for the next opportunity. Him signing on to the Patriots dropped the Patriots from 25-1 to win the Super Bowl to 20-1 now, and they went from 10-1 to 9-1 to win the AFC. So, yes, the numbers moved, but not so much as you might think for a quarterback that took a team to the Super Bowl like only 2 or 3 years ago. So, what's your reaction to all this, guys? Is this a nice move? Is this a smart move for the Patriots? It seems like a win-win because they're only doing it for a year for right now. And do you think he'll step in and really do good work with Bill Belichick?
I agree with what Richard Sherman said. It's BS, his deal.
Why is that?
I do agree with that. He is a former – they went from one MVP to a former MVP, right?
Yes.
His deal is like the league minimum, right, at $1.05 million. And like you said, it's incentive laid.
Right.
It's not performance laid. It's not
True.
It's not your base salary. You should say, hey, here's what we're giving you. Nick Foles gets $8 million. Taysom Hill gets he's got certain. I just saw Taysom Hill. He's getting 10.5. Teddy Bridgewater is getting $8 million. Tua is getting 7.5, but Cam's only getting 1.
Yeah, it's not much.
I think it's absurd.
Yeah,
it's absurd. Like you're trying to tell me, okay, because he had surgery, but you look again, Tua hasn't even been productive, hasn't even touched the NFL field. This man is a former NFL MVP. This man went to the Super Bowl. You're not gonna tell me Cam Newton is not worth more than $1 million. Is it a good deal? Maybe.
Yeah.
Is it, as far as him going to the Patriots, financially, it's BS.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing we need to discuss because that's BS. Cam only getting $1.05 million. Basically $1.1 million. That's BS, man.
Yeah. Look at this.
I think that's my biggest issue is the fact you treating Cam like he's a nobody.
Right.
You treating Cam like he's just some third, fourth string journeyman, like you would treat a Matt Castle. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's been around the league like that, and he's just broken down and old. And that's not the case with Cam Newton here. But that's how he's been treated. And also, I tweeted this out when I saw the news.
Yeah.
That N-word with a hard R is going to fly heavy in Boston. Oof. The moment he takes the field and they lose, it don't even have to be his fault.
Yeah.
Boston going to show its true colors. And I know we got a bunch of Patriots fans and friends, but let's just keep it real where we're talking about.
Yeah. All right. You hear Jay's words, Winston. It's up to a $7.5 million deal if he does all the things that are required to check the boxes on the incentives here and get him to $7.5 million. But yeah, it's $1 million deal to start off with. It's almost like he has to prove himself all over again. He hasn't been to the playoffs since 2017 with the Panthers. Someone corrected me. You're right. It's been 5 years since the Super Bowl. Kind of crazy how much time flies, but he was the NFL MVP at the time. So what do you think about this situation? Do you think the Patriots are giving him the right contract, or do you think it's an insulting contract for a quarterback with this kind of these kinds of stats and only been in the league for 9 years?
Well, first of all, I know that for you, since you've been around for centuries, time seems to be moving at different paces, man. I remember it was 5 years ago because I had probably the worst sexual encounter of my life around that time. So
that's how you equate your time, my bad.
I know, right? Like
the second worst. No,
don't
but
come at my age. No,
you
can't get the job done in the bedroom. Don't come
no,
at my age.
It had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with that. It's that the whole thing. Like I saw a photo with the two of us afterwards, and on top of that, she threatened me when it was over, and I was about to pass out because we had been drinking and shit. She's like, "Do you snore?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Then I might kill you in your sleep." And this was the first night I had met her. So I said, well, I'm going to go. And I just walked back to my car and slept in there for a minute and then drove home. That's beside the point. I'm very off base here. There's a couple things to keep in mind. First of all,
focus up, man.
Let's be real here. Cam Newton's production has been going downhill for a while. On top of the fact that his health has been a major factor. Yeah, I get that you were the Super Bowl, you were the MVP of the league the same year you went to the Super Bowl. But what have you done for me lately? Look at Joe Flacco, who was a Super Bowl MVP and was putting up numbers, is sitting at a $1.5 million contract with the Jets this year. Let's just be real. That's how it works. If you get older, so the ceiling is a lot lower and injuries are something you're worried about, that's just kind of how this happens. Like, it is what it is. There's a reason why Cam did not get offered a contract until like yesterday. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I find really funny about all of this quarterback shuffling is just so shit can remain the same. The Saints are still going to take the NFC South. Tom Brady's not going to get it done with Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's not going to get it done with Teddy Bridgewater. Like, they'll do fine, but nothing's going to happen there. And the Patriots are still going to walk away with the AFC East. Right. Like, what team is like maybe the Bills? I give the Bills a solid shot to maybe upset the Patriots, especially trying to with the new quarterback coming in. But again, you did all the shuffling for the same shit to happen, which is different people's names on the back of the jerseys. I mean, for real. But
I mean, you look at Ryan Tannehill. I mean, that was a guy who was a starting quarterback. Now, I mean, obviously not comparable in terms of accomplishments to Cam Newton, but Cam didn't necessarily burn it all up in the playoffs. Like, he had one nice, good run to the Super Bowl, but other than that, couldn't quite get the job done in the playoffs as a quarterback. Tannehill came in, kind of similar deal here with the Titans, made $5.5 million last year because he checked all those boxes on the incentive side of things, and then he signed for a $118 million contract extension with $62 million of it guaranteed over the next 4 years. So maybe this could work out in the long run for Cam Newton, of him taking this thing, having to prove himself, leading the New England Patriots to the playoffs, maybe even to the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be interesting? Cam Newton and the Patriots versus Tom Brady and the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. That's ratings going to blow off. I mean, those ratings are going to top the charts. And then if he beats Tom in the Super Bowl, then he can write his ticket. He can write his ticket. But
let me do this.
What's it? Go ahead, man.
I hate the number one thing you said out of all that.
Okay.
He has to prove himself.
Well,
because we don't do that. We've said this on the show numerous times. When it comes to black quarterbacks, it's always that line of if he proves himself. We do not do that with any other quarterback. Nobody said that with Fitzpatrick. It's a rarity, dog, and it's a rarity, bro, and you know it.
I get what you're saying, but under what circumstances are you talking about? Sure, Fitzpatrick has been able to be a journeyman and go all over the place. Have you seen his contracts? They're kind of boo-boo. It's just allowing him to keep playing. That's the first thing. Versus you look into these other situations with these black quarterbacks, I will give you that argument maybe for the money. But as I was saying with Cam, he has a very similar situation to Joe Flacco, who also had to have, shoulder surgery as well. It is a proving of, hey, old man, do you still have it? That's essentially what that is, especially when you consider with Cam, what makes him so deadly is not necessarily his accuracy. What makes him so deadly is his feet.
Yeah.
And he had to have, not only was his shoulder messed up, his feet got messed up.
Well, that's because he's wearing the Mary J. Blige shoes. What the fuck are you wearing?
but to that point, though, but do you not understand what I'm saying, though? Like, if whether or not Cam Newton wants to dress like a bad bitch or play on the fucking football field, he has to make a decision. And by doing that, if he's going to mess, see, that's the worst part. Jay happened to freeze right now when I called Cam Newton a bad bitch. I am so upset. No. I really wish I could have seen his fucking response. He probably broke him. That's actually what probably happened. Is he probably broke when I said that shit.
I'm gonna leave him up. I just like that face.
Because he's not amused. That face is fucking hilarious. But
move yourself and come back in, Jay. You can hear us.
But long story short, I'm just saying from the standpoint that, like, yes, I do agree that there is this weird double-edged shit going on where there are black quarterbacks specifically, because other positions you don't see this. Quarterbacks, there is this constant need to try and prove yourself. I don't think that this is necessarily the case because, again, Cam has been on the downhill both with his performance and with his actual health.
Yeah.
That's the difference here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think you make great points. The fact that his production has been diminishing over the last few years. He has only been in the playoffs once in the last 3, or like it's been 3 years since he's been in playoffs. That tells you something. You had Christian McCaffrey on your team last year and you couldn't get the job done. Your backup came in and at times people were asking for that backup to be the starting quarterback over you, which is crazy. It was almost like another Lynn Sanity situation where they wanted Justin Lynn over Carmelo, and that's never a good sign for Cam. Plus, you're right. Cam makes himself a spectacle with some of the clothes he wears. Lord's God, that Pilgrim hat of his drove me insane. All that stuff that he does, but you got to back it up, right? You got to back it up on the field. He gets his stats. Problem is he doesn't take that team to victories, and that's always the problem when you have him into that situation. He doesn't always take his team to the Super Bowl championship. That's the thing that you got to see. So I think I agree with Jay in that black quarterbacks have historically had to prove themselves at higher levels than white quarterbacks to get the money the white quarterbacks do. I get that, but I don't think that's the case here. Nobody else, according to numerous NFL insiders, nobody else was offering Cam a contract. Nobody. So, I mean, like you take what you can get at that point when nobody wants you. You guys know how that situation is. Sometimes you got to take that low money to prove yourself so you can get that high money. So maybe,
man, you talking about in this internet world?
The last thing I'll say about this specifically, you can't compare Cam in this situation to Tom. Because remember, Tom at this point has 6 rings, multiple MVPs.
Yeah, exactly.
He just, even though the last time they went, they won. It was against the Rams, right? If I remember correctly. You know what I'm saying? He just yes, they got bounced in the first round, but he was just kind of having like a bad year and shit. But if the Buccaneers are like, we're all in, let's go now, then fine. Yeah, you throw money at arguably the greatest. A lot of people go back and forth between Brady and like even Jerry Rice about the greatest football player of all time. You know what I'm saying? You would throw that kind of money. Cam has been really good. He has been an MVP caliber, but I got to go purely based off of his consistent performance. That's it. And the fact that you have a Joe Flacco to also use as like an indicator, because they kind of honestly fall in the same kind of realm of like what they've done with their careers, and Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl. Come on, Jay. Let's be real here.
Flacco was on a team that won a Super Bowl.
I understand that, but remember,
let's not do this.
But Jay, hold on. Go look up the stats of Joe Flacco during his Super Bowl victory, and go look at the stats of Cam Newton during his. That's huge. That is huge. And especially because if we remember at that time, the Niners, which the Ravens beat, it was like, Colin Kaepernick was rolling. It was that defense versus for the same thing for Carolina at the time. It was that Broncos defense. Me and you just talked about how Von Miller ate just num all over Cam Newton in that offense. There's something to be said about that.
Yeah, plus Cam's not suffering here, man. He signed a contract extension with the Panthers for 5 years, $103 million back in 2015. So Cam is fine financially.
I don't know. I said he dressed like a bad bitch. He has to have a lot of outfits. That's expensive. Have you seen the closets on House Hunters? Do you know how much money he must have spent on closets?
All right, that's
you
fair.
can't be dressed like Taraji P. Henson in Empire and think you got a lot of money to spare, goddammit.
Like, look, you can't be an auntie at the cookout that clearly made the potato salad and knows if her husband doesn't say it's the best potato salad out of all the aunties, he's about to get divorced. And
you can't be dressed like the bitch at the wedding that's thinking I'm gonna dress better than the bride and sit there and have slow. You can't be that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Oh hell no, Karen. Oh hell no. Corey Scott Johnson. Jay, what do you think is a worse product, the WWE's ECW run or the Bears tight end squad? Oh damn, already early on the tight end. Yikes, jumping hard.
WWE's ECW run.
I agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. I would take your tight ends over that run and that NWO run too. F James 72 says, "Hey guys, first time live, and I like your show better than Sports Center. Just a question from the Bay. I appreciate that. Thank you, F James. Niner Empire, Dub Nation. Quick question to Washington, Chicago, and Dallas. You have a Niner flashbacks?
Really?
No. I mean, you've got Jimmy G as your quarterback, son. He may look good, but you can only get so far on Trent Dilfer. So it's a situation.
My question is, Niner Empire? We're back to an empire because you got embarrassed, man.
Jimmy G was like, I don't know what to do with this.
This team had come back against every team in the playoffs, and you still blew a 10-point lead, knowing the fact that this team comes back on every team in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, you didn't get the job done once again.
I got a question.
question.
Someone brought it up. I mean, is Mr. F. James 72? Do you have random Magic Mahomes flashbacks? Are you freaking out about the tricks that he pulled on you? Like, how did he do it? I don't understand.
Are you having Jeff Garcia flashbacks? He was a good quarterback too. He couldn't get the job done. That's a little reference for you. I mean, he's Jimmy G's prettier. I get that.
Also, I love me the Warriors, right? But there's a couple things here. First of all,
break it down,
are you upset that you guys are the worst team in the NBA? You went from the best to the absolute worst. Second of all, how you guys feel about the fact that you're the only team in the history of basketball to ever drop a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals? That's got to be the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard of. Never happened before in its life. Yeah. So I'm just curious. Like, I'm happy. Luka Doncic doing work. Like, Dallas is fine. I'm not worried about that.
when it comes to the Warriors, I think you need to realize that Steve Kerr just this year realized he actually has to coach a team. He didn't know what to do. He was like, I got to use this clipboard. I got to get play.
You're not going to compare him to Eric Spoelstra. I refuse to let you.
Coach, calm it down. I don't know how Miami's in third place in the East. I don't know how the hell that happened. Spoelstra can coach. DGMC says Jay set himself up by wearing orange. Don't lie. Hashtag tight end. That's rough. That is a rough.
Okay, Scooby and Scrappy.
You guys know we just showed you the super chats are up. The StreamLabs are up. Please send stuff in, ladies and gentlemen. Please, I want to fund these guys being on the show, and you want to fund the Outlaw Nation. Give us some love. Send in some money and give us some love.
$8.17 a week. He tells us that our conversations aren't worth more, people.
It's very true. I'm like Bernie Mac. Give me some love. Give me some love. And we got what else we got going on?
Constipated saying that we need help.
And some likes would be great. I got 100. We had over 100 y'all watching this live, but only 39 likes. Swing that cursor button, hit that like button, give us some love. So those $20 donations, those are great. You know, we'll do. We'll have some fun with $20 donations. Give it up. All right. So we'll see what happens with Cam. I'm excited actually by this whole situation. Let's move the contract aside. I want to see what he can do with a running coach. With a running quarterback. What can Belichick scheme with a running quarterback like Cam Newton? That's a complete 180 from Tom Brady. Or is he going to convert Cam into a pocket passer so he doesn't risk himself getting injured again? You know,
you might have to.
Yeah, because running quarterbacks, when they get out there, they get that first couple of injuries, it starts to become an issue. Like Russell converted. Russell's a pocket passer. He occasionally runs, but he's a pocket passer. But you look at someone like Lamar Jackson, great stuff, blown it twice in the playoffs in the first round. So what are you going to get out of Cam Newton? Do you guys anticipate a good combination here, or is this going to blow up in their faces?
I think you get a good combination personally. I think the fact that Belichick and Cam will realize, this foot, dog, you've been in this league, this foot. Yeah. You can run when necessary, but you can't just make it your final, I'm going to run. I'm just going to run. Because for years, that's what Cam Newton was doing. Right. He was like, I'll just run it because I'm a 6 foot forward. I'm built like a linebacker.
Yeah.
The average person isn't taking me down. Yeah. But now you have this foot injury that's lingering. You have a shoulder injury. Yeah, you've had surgery on. You running put yourself at more risk than anything else. Yeah. So why not, learn under the tutelage of arguably one of the greatest coaches ever in the NFL.
Yep.
Who can teach you to be a pocket passer. Now, that's not saying take away your run game completely, but just adapt.
I think it's interesting because I think part of the reason why we find Cam in this situation, there's a reason why because at the same time, Russell Wilson and Cam Newton were really kind of blowing up. It was like Cam Newton first, then Russell Willie and Colin Kaepernick. Right. Kaepernick, obviously, we know why he's not, you know what I'm saying? So let's leave that alone.
Yeah.
But when it comes to these two, when we're talking about Russell Wilson and Cam Newton, if you notice, Russell Wilson can be just as deadly with his feet. The difference is Russell Wilson was out here in these streets being like, I'm only using it in an emergency.
Right.
I'm only using it to give myself more of an opportunity. I'm only using it to whatever, versus Cam was like, nah, nigga, get the fuck out my way and would try and truck people. Now, you should have taken just literally look at how this works. First of all, let's remember running backs, their average lifespan in the league is 3 years.
Yep. And
he's treating himself like a giant-ass running back. Second of all, you had the GOAT running quarterback in Michael Vick. And again, look at what happened to his body after taking enough of those shots. Yeah. There should have been something that clicked into Cam Newton's mind that let me use this as a secret weapon, for anybody that's a Naruto fan, this is my inner gates. I'm going to damage my body to get more power, but I use it when I need it. I don't use it all the time. And I think that's part of, I hope that, because Belichick isn't really necessarily a quarterback coach. He's just like a good overall, like he's a defensive mind.
Yeah.
And he's really good at finding diamonds in the rough. Mm-hmm. So if that team up there can get him to use other abilities, then this could be really deadly.
Go ahead, Jay.
Hi, I'd just like to state for the record that Cam's body has to realize that when you're wearing Prince heels every day after the game, there is something about your calf muscles that can't take that much pain. So you cannot be trying to purple rain it after you'll say to the press conference and sit there and say, well, my body is fine. It just don't work like that.
Why you guys
take a church hat on?
This is what it sounds like when Cam cries.
Every time.
Let's a couple more super chats here. Well, look, I'm excited about it, but yeah, I mean, you've got Sony Michel as your top running back. If he comes back, has a better year than last year, then you're going to take a little bit less pressure. I mean, take pressure off of Cam, and maybe Cam can adjust into a pocket passer. But remember, Josh McDaniels is the offensive coordinator here, and Josh McDaniels got 8 wins out of Tim Tebow and a playoff victory, who is a running quarterback and a terrible thrower of the ball. Cam can wing that thing down the field. So if you can kind of adjust Cam's perception to the game, or of the game rather, in situations, then you might have yourself an incredible quarterback. Don't be surprised if they figure this out and they go 12-4. It's certainly possible. It's all in play in my mind. Oh, damn, Jay. All right. That's super shade. That's like super shade.
What did Jay do?
12-4 is a reach. I mean,
in the AFC East?
Well, we're talking we're 12-4 is the entire season. The AFC East is a different monster as a whole compared to the entire season. This is a Patriots team that completely has to rebuild.
Yeah, no, you're right. And right out the gate, it's tough. They've got Miami, Seattle, the Raiders, then the Chiefs and the Broncos and the 49ers and the Bills. That's a rough.
Okay, so 12-4 is where?
Yeah, I'll take it back. 8-8. 8-8. Let's go.
Hey, Rocha, I'm sending you a photo to you. So
okay,
give me a second.
Sarah McLaughlin.
I sent you one too, Rocha, in your Twitter DM. Check it real fast because it's the most appropriate picture that describes Cam becoming the quarterback for the Patriots. I sent it to you too, Winston.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sending yours in the Facebook Messenger. We got to find an easier way to get this shit to each other. I'm just saying, there has to be a way.
You know what? First of all,
that helps.
She was in the arms of
all right, I'll text it.
Let her have that, okay?
I'll text it.
If you text it, I get it.
Okay, I didn't know if you use a Mac because it may not be automatically on there. That's fine. I'll send it to you.
Y'all just shit on me real quick.
Bro, I don't use anything else but a Mac because I don't.
Hey, because you know what the real deal is. Shit.
That's right.
Oops.
Hold on. I'm going to bring this picture up because I want the fans to see it. It was a funny picture. Let me see if I can get it squared away soon enough. But Josh McDaniels, like I said, did a really nice job with Cam. I mean, with Tebow. So I'm not saying, Cam is way better than Tebow, but you just never know what you're going to get when you put those guys together and if they're going to feel it correctly. That's the other thing, too. Are they going to feel it right? I don't know. We'll see. What are you bringing the thing up?
There you go. There's both the photos.
All right, you sending the text?
I just sent them. Yeah. Sarah McLaughlin was a tight end in high school. In the arms of an angel. Fly away.
You stop singing. You can really stop singing now.
We got some more here. Oh, hold on. I don't want to miss a couple of here. So some nice people sending stuff in. Here we go. Dub Nation is not upset. We got a top 5 pick this year. And a Minnesota pick next year. Oh man, you lost me, brother. You lost me.
Bro, I'll leave him alone. Leave FJ 72 alone.
I'm not read. Look, I read what was in front of me. I'm not trying to offend nobody. I read.
That sounds like a new type of sandwich that somebody made at a cuisine. They were trying to be artisan. Yeah, this week we got Minnesota Tata. It's
mini sotata. No. It's mini sotata.
What's mini sotata? It's a torta, okay, with a sopa, and then we have a mini version. It's a mini sotata.
If you ain't never had a mini sotata before, it's very delicious.
Never had a mini sotata? You know how people get mad when you say,
"Hey, bitch, let me get the mini sotata with the water and a lemon."
Hey, bitch. Listen, can I have the mini sotata with a large lemon water, okay? For my mini sotata.
Michelle, what would you like? The mini sotata, right? It's delicious. You'll love it.
Excuse me, ma'am, listen, come here. Listen, I understand that my hair is luxurious, and I figure since it's so luxurious and full and bouncy, can I have your mini sotata for the table?
Oh, we're terrible people.
You guys are. You guys are getting it. It was a nice show, and now it's dead. Now I'm in trouble.
Sorry,
these are these are interesting as hell.
This nigga's in a romper.
The romp him, bro. The romp him. The romp him, sir.
I gotta respect the facts that he's putting out. Nice. All right, let's see who we got next here. This is from Derek Blaney. As a Jets fan, we can't catch a break. Brady leaves and then Cam shows up. I don't know, man. I mean, I like your quarterback for the Jets. I don't think you guys are in a bad situation. I like your quarterback, man. Sam Darnold might be all right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. See what you all think.
I mean, look, as a Jets fan, yes, you are catching some hell. Ever since the butt fumble, you guys have been permanently jinxed. It feels like. But I will be honest with you. While I still think the Pats kind of have this one in the bag, I think that the bigger threat out of that division is the Bills. I don't think you worry about the Patriots, especially because they need time to readjust. Yeah. They literally have Tom Brady has been as consistent as the sunrise and the sunset. The only exception has been like the occasional eclipse when he was gone that one season and then gone the first 4 games of another. Other than that, Mr. Reliable. So they're gonna have to iron out some kinks first. You got this is your opportunity to try and strike.
Also, you don't have the protection of the league in your quarterback now like you had with Brady. We have to openly admit this, okay, and acknowledge that. The Patriots had the protection of the league over Brady.
Yeah.
Now that protection goes down to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you have to completely, like you just said, you have to adjust and hope for the best. And oh my God, if you don't put up that picture of that romp him real quick with Cam looking like a Gerber baby at a photo shoot.
I don't know what to do with this thing. Hold on. I got to put it up. Well, first I got to put this one up. Hold on.
The first one is funny to me because he just looks upset. He looks like he came to this auction to buy the boat of his dreams, and someone beat it to the punch by about $100K, and he's upset because he has the $100K. But he doesn't want to ruin his budget. You know what I'm saying?
This is a press conference of Cam saying, I want to let you all know this morning I went to a restaurant that was close to my heart. And when I tried to order eggs, they said they didn't have the eggs I wanted because I wanted brown eggs. Now I told them, don't you see this jacket? This jacket requires brown eggs. This color scheme requires brown eggs because those are organic eggs, organic like my hat. Do you understand how hard it is to find this green? Crayon don't even have it in the goddamn box. And to get a matching feather,
like the worst part is he looks like he went with his white friends to the Kentucky Derby for the first time, and he was like, "I'm a vote on Negro's Last Stand" because he wanted to be supportive.
That is terrible. That is terrible.
And that horse came in last place. The horse came in last place, bro.
Did you read Winston? Cam Newton looked like he dressed for a cotillion that he got invited to.
Wait, I got one.
Go ahead. Go. I was gonna say he looks like I'm gonna piggyback off of Absent God here in the thing. He doesn't look like he went to a Pepto-Bismol convention. He looks like he is a snake oil salesman for Pepto-Bismol. He goes from town to town.
AKA. Wow. He looks like the first man to pledge Alpha Kappa Alpha and goes,
no! Oh no!
I don't know. I'm not as funny as you guys. To me, I might get in trouble for this one, but this looks like Black Tracy. This looks like
no. I love that
press conference. Is that all right?
That's good. That's good. He has definitely solved the case of the missing baby mama.
Black Tracy is at it again.
Cam Newton is dressed like all Black Lives Matter. That is how Cam is dressed.
That's good. That's good. And then we got him. This is the Bruno Mars collection. I don't know what to do with it.
I like that, Rocha. That was nice. He got his romp him on. He's enjoying himself. It's totally fine.
See the cheeks sucked in? Hey, bitch. That's the face he has.
It's 24K, man. 24K.
What's up, bitch?
The funniest part is his homeboy in the back is actually wearing something that works out. He's also got the fedora and he's got the nice shirt, but he's rocking the white pants, not as a romp him. You know what I'm saying? Like
that foghorn leghorn fedora.
Looking like an entrance for Riddler and Joker.
Terrible.
Yo, Cam in this one with the romper does actually look like if the Joker was played by a black man, if he was on vacation, like for sure.
He looked like the Riddler doing quarantine. Oh, God.
Like it looks good on you though. Okay, we got some super chats to roll through. I want to get everyone's super chats. These have been killer, man. All right, Rockley says Rockley equals GOAT. I don't know what that means.
Rockley's from Naruto. He was the one I was saying about like using you push your body past its limit. That's what it is. Yeah.
Cam looked like a video hoe in a Lil Wayne video.
I gotta hit these one more. Jimmy J or F James responded back. He goes, Jimmy G was his first year. Jimmy G was in his first full year and went to the Super Bowl. So suck it.
A lot of other quarterbacks do. So let's just be realistic.
F James.
You do know, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Russell Wilson? No, he didn't win one, but
Colin Kaepernick went his first full year to the Super Bowl.
That's true.
And he was a 49er too.
And then they blew it.
Roethlisberger won his first full year as a quarterback.
Yeah, the Lord came down and descended from heaven, like Kenan Thompson said in that SNL sketch. I will come down and descend from heaven. And take Ray Lewis up with him because the lights out the power.
Oh, I like this one. I like this one. Corey Scott Johnson. Jay, do you think the Bulls will follow the Bears tight end mantra and go for an all-center big man squad?
I mean, that actually sounds hilarious, and I would get behind this. Can you imagine all the big men just meet up collectively? Like, would Zion be considered a center? He's a power forward, right?
Dude, if you got 5 centers on your team, I mean, center and talking 2020 centers, right? Not like 1986 centers, 2020. You could kill an entire,
it would be an interesting thing to try because remember, they're still pro athletes, but they're not going to be as quick. You can find ways to get around them, but what do? You just all come together and make an arc. You can't get past all these arms and shit.
Yeah. Everybody just stands. Form blockage.
And all form the head. Just like you just.
Hey, Winston, they all stand around like the Border Tribe and Black Panther when they all do up the shield fight.
Yeah, bro, I'm trying to tell you, 5 centers, that's what you need to make basketball Voltron, and then they all just come together.
And it's 2020
centers can pop threes. So you're covered there too.
They can pop threes. That's true. That's right. Oh, my goodness.
F. James is killing it. He's doing it today. Is there truth to the rumor that the Bears signed retired tight end Brent Jones? Oh, wow. Brent Jones. That's a Brent Jones reference. Let's blow the dust off that one.
F. James is not effing around. He is coming back for more and more.
Brent Jones is upset because we talked about the 49ers like they were digging. Remember, the 49ers meant they used to find gold in them darn heels. Now they just finding gold-plated shit because that's what Jimmy G is. He's really sterling silver that they just spray painted over. It was like, no, it's going to be good quality. Like,
I mean, Jimmy G could end up like Goff. He could end up like Jared G. He could just end up being like fool's gold by the time it's all over.
I'll tell you what happened. Let's be real here. Yeah. Jimmy G should have never stopped having sex with porn stars.
Yeah.
I just think that would have.
There's nothing wrong with having sex with porn stars. It may not decrease.
No, I'm saying that he shouldn't have stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're supposed to keep having sex with porn stars. They increase your stamina and your productivity.
I don't know about that.
Might decrease your stamina, Jay.
I don't know anybody who's been dating porn stars who won a championship. I don't know anybody.
They date wrong porn stars.
Even what's his face, Thompson. He wasn't with Kardashian when he got. Not that she's a. Anyway, let's move on. All right. Anyway, Flav James says Dubs also have a $17 million exemption. He
is standing so hard for his teams right now, and I respect it. I 1,000% respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he said, deal with it. F. James, you keep sending the money in.
Drinking today, so goddamn it, you deal with it.
James, you keep drinking and keep sending the money in. Don't you sweat it, my man. Don't you sweat it. You keep sending it in. DGMC Patriots win 11-5 in 2008 without Brady, no playoffs. That's right. That was Castle, but Matt Castle. But in the end, though, they were lucky not to get into the playoffs. Like, it was just bad luck. It was bad luck because they should have gotten in. That team was looking good that year. So I mean, Belichick can coach. It's not a problem. But Castle is a pocket quarterback. Cam is not. So we shall see on that end. Let's see. I want to make sure I get all of these because they're rolling through really fast now. This is great. Jaime Martinez, hearing Calvin talk about his baby mama's relationship reminded me about Dax and Jerry's relationship. We are not in a committed relationship. We are just smashing. Well, that's a good segue into one of our next topics here. Dak Prescott signed himself a what do you call that? A franchise tag. You signed the franchise tag. A lot of money for Dak Prescott. Here was at $31 million. Is that right? $31.4 million.
Because it was that special. It was that special franchise tag. I don't remember what it's called.
Exclusive franchise tag.
Exclusive franchise tag. So they are exclusively friends with benefits. Is essentially what.
You can't throw passes for other teams. You can't throw
them for other teams. Exactly. You can't throw them for other teams. But we gonna blow each other's backs out. But you know what I'm saying. But you're not my girlfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. We just exclusively fuck.
Their friends with benefits is elevated to the point where now they're not using condoms. So now
I feel like Dak is like what those NBA players they used to have, like those girls, one in every town. Like he paid the rent for the year, so she gets to live there rent free in the apartment. Dak is essentially living there rent free. Dak
is like, I'm letting you go raw. You can bust in. I got my birth control, but
when I show up, you throw touchdowns.
I'm done. Okay.
Winston's hanging on, man. Winston's hanging on. All right, Corey Scott Johnson said, "I can't lie. I would wear that Cam romp
him.
But the suite looks like he is in Harlem Nights." That's a bad reference. That is not a good Eddie movie.
I mean, here's the thing, man. Bigger men like myself and Mr. Washington, and I would even venture a Mr. Rocha. We can't really wear romp hymns. They don't look as what would we say, romp flattering.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. These shoulders and these thighs gonna work in the goddamn.
No, but that's fine. But you know what I'm saying? Like we're all working on our waistline and whatnot, and the romp hymn would accentuate. They would accentuate what the areas we're trying to avoid.
Which is romp hymn, and you get that room and that air.
The worst thing is, what the hell you gonna do while you at Coachella and you got to take a shit, Cam Newton? You just gonna have to get completely butt ass naked.
Gonna be like a woman in a jumper. She in the bathroom in the stall, just
That's good. I like that. That's good. I like that. Let's see. We got Sinfinity and beyond. Let's not forget Cam's a terrible loser. His post Super Bowl presser was embarrassing, as was the one where he offended the woman reporter. 0-8 in his last 8 games. That's a fair analysis here. He's not a good loser. He stormed out of that Super Bowl press conference, but then again,
who is after losing the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's a fair point. Like, who's happy about losing the Super Bowl, for God's sakes? That's a tough situation to swallow. And so, maybe some of the questions he got, and plus, when you've been fighting to prove yourself in the NFL and you finally get to that mountaintop and you can't get it done against a rickety old Peyton Manning, you just get frustrated and get mad. So I'd rather have my quarterback have passion than my quarterback not cared. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that he stormed out, but then again, that shows you he wanted to win. He was angry that he didn't win. Lord Kalinowski storms out every time he loses a match. We don't hate him. The Schmodown people still love him. That's how it works. I don't know. I like passion.
So, funny story. I went to go find the video of him storming out, right?
Yeah.
And of course, the first comment, which was 4 months ago, this guy named Eddie Raskin goes, quote, "We'll be back," and then has a dead emoji because they damn sure ain't. But again, I mean, if you look at the numbers, because they have it up here on the thing, he threw significantly more passes than Peyton Manning. Yes. But they had so his accuracy would technically be down, but they had similar numbers. I mean, Cam put up 265 and an interception, no touchdowns. Peyton Manning put up 141 and an interception, no touchdowns. So he had a slightly better game, and they just couldn't get it done. Yeah. I don't have a problem with him walking out like that. And if I remember correctly, what he said to it was the Black woman reporter for Fox. I'm just bad with names.
What's her name?
Pam, not Pam Grier. That's the actress. Pam Oliver. It was a Pam Oliver, and it was no, it wasn't. It was to a white girl because he said something about routes.
Oh,
he was talking about he said he was surprised that she was able to talk about. I don't think it was Erin Andrews, but it was like, I'm surprised that you were able to talk about routes. And she's like, I've been a sports reporter for forever. So I remember that. I'll give you that. I think that was him being shitty. Right. But him walking out after the Super Bowl presser, like, again, we've talked about this a million times. Why are you trying to get interviews from people immediately after they played an intensely mentally and physically draining sport and expect them to just be chill. You know what I'm saying? Right after you've done a full day of your job and you're damn exhausted, you want someone to come up to you and start asking you a bunch of motherfucking questions?
It's true. It's a tough situation.
I'm just eating crack.
The Knicks with all look at Jay, just like he's hanging out on the stoop. What's wrong with you? The Knicks with all their powered forward lineup. Yeah, that's basically what
Charles Oakley, you.
It's true. It's very true. The poor Knicks, man. They can't get it right. Of course, Scott Johnson, the Bears exclusivity, sign every tight end. Sign it to exclusive contract. I like that.
Oh, wait, so you got a stable of tight ends? So which one's your bottom bitch? That's what I want to know. Which one is that? Is that who is your top tight end that you be trusting with the money? He's just not gonna talk. He's not gonna talk.
Look, man, we all make uncomfortable and incorrect, fashion choices, and we think at the time it's the right thing to wear. And you gotta respect the fact that Cam likes to wear what he likes to wear. And at the time, I mean, if someone brought this up to me, I'd be embarrassed. We all have our days, we all have our days. We all have our things. Just to show Cam, it's all in good fun, brother. We can make.
If you don't put that, ain't gonna hurt nobody's suit back up there. Goddamn.
Look, I thought it was cool. I thought it was, you think you're cool, but it's not the suit you want to be wearing.
Real talk though. John literally looks like he's about to go solve every murder case in Manhattan. I'm like proud of that shit, bro.
In that picture.
You literally look like Munch was your partner when you first got out the academy, bro.
You look like you went undercover at a Cubano nightclub just to try to take down the drug dealers.
I thought it was tough. Looking like that. Giving that look.
That's badass. I fucking love that, bro. I love that, yo.
Boy, you got on that Steve Harvey collection.
Yes, I did. The bigger the coat, the better.
You had to promise me that you will play a Schmoedown match in that. I need that to be a comeback. I don't care if I'm playing against a fist. I will be rooting for you the whole time. I don't give a fuck. And you gotta come out to the Law and Order theme too. Bum 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 bum.
Round one. F James 72. Keep thinking.
Wait, hold on before you read that. You know what that suit look like? That suit looked like he was in the nightclub scene in New Jack City when guy was like, dude.
You're not far off.
He looks like he took his like 50th girlfriend because he was born like 1900. He looked like he took his 50th girlfriend to a god damn it, what, a New Edition concert when their first concert came out and shit. And he was like, girl, you gonna love that.
I love that. Popcorn love. That's my jam. I love that album.
It looked like you wore that suit for that picture, then immediately afterwards went and got it airbrushed with poison on the back.
He actually looks like he was the calculus teacher back in the 80s, and he had to chaperone the prom, but he didn't want to go out not looking fly and shit, so he tried to show up all the students.
Yeah,
that was the first suit he bought when they made him manager at McDonald's.
No. F James 72. I love the three of you, but to be honest, the Niners were the first to blackball Cap. It's true, and every Niner fan needs to own that. I'm a white guy with 5 beautiful black children, so that is that, and Black Lives Matter. Hell yeah!
I 1,000% agree. That's why we were the first 3 to be like, fuck the Niners for their statement. Like, they need to hush up real fast because they kind of started this. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. And so for them to turn around and be like, we actually give a fuck. If we were mad at the NFL as a whole for pulling this bullshit, you literally were at the forefront of it. So I agree with you, man.
Yeah, respect you, F. James. Thank you so much for all the donations you've given us today. And keep on drinking, my man. I don't know what's going on in your world, but we hope we're making you laugh and you enjoyed that picture of me looking like a fool. All right, Sinfinity and Beyond. Cam showed passion when he didn't jump on that ball. That's fair. But that happens sometimes. Some people jump on the ball, some people don't. He has put his body on the line numerous times in situations to help his team win. If he doesn't jump on one ball, does that counter all those hundreds of times that he did that? I don't know about it.
I think
you in the comments, bro.
there's a few coming. There's a few coming. They're pretty great, Rocha. They're pretty great.
All right, I like it. What is this? Rasclat. I don't know what Rasclat means.
Rasclat.
Rocha served as Al Capone's bodydouble back in 19. I like that.
Somebody said the Outlaw Nation suit talk.
Latin Harvey.
John Rocha, the Latin Harvey. Let's go. I see John Temptation. I love that one.
I wish that was a high school picture.
Oh, Trubisky Productions called you Pentecostal Rocha.
They said Rocha looks like he's trying to sell Cuban cigars.
Did Rocha try and match the paint on the wall?
They got Color Me Bad Rocha. Rocha Vice. Rocha talk Kojak and Perry Mason, everything. Yo, Rocha, can you stand the rain? Oh my God. Oh my God.
I like that.
Family Feud. Yo, I love our fans, bro, because they right there with us. They are right there.
DGMC, Rocha Talk, Kojak, and Perry Mason, everything. You don't understand. You know how close I was to putting that up on a Throwback Thursday or whatever? And I was like, I don't think I can handle the heat.
Gotta do Zoot Suit Rocha. Throw back a bottle of beer.
Of course, Scott Johnson, John Temptation. All right, I respect that. Let's see. Rocha looks like the extra in every Michael Mann club.
Yo, Tavisca Productions said, is that Rocha from Cool World?
Rocha, can you stand the rain? That is brilliant.
John Rocha in the Time instead of Boys Day.
I like that.
Rocha lost the audition to Benjamin Bratt.
the lost 5 heartbeats. Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh God, he did the tape suit for Jamie Reyes. Miles Morales is dead. Rolling.
These are great. Oh, John Rocha in the Time. I love it.
I'm Rocha. You got to promise me, even if it's voiceover auditions, you go to all auditions in that suit. Go forward, bro.
I have that suit. That suit's 20 years old. I don't know where. That is totally 19.
Yes. No, that's what Rocha wore when he was drafted in the very first draft of the NBA, bro.
That's what I hugged Daniel Stern in that suit.
Cap Rocha to go like this. I'm very happy to be part of the organization and make it.
Oh my God! Here's John Rocha's Smooth R&B classic soul.
I love that he gave it a specific radio station. Specificity is where comedy lies. My nigga hit me with the 97.1.
These are the best. If you're not watching the show, you're missing out. These are fantastic.
I gotta turn the AC on. I'm laughing so hard. I'm hot.
I can't breathe.
Oh, this is so good. Let's see. Do we have any StreamLabs that came through? I'm so focused on the super chats. I haven't even looked at the StreamLabs. Sorry about that for anyone who has. Let's see. L_Santoyo. He says, I ain't worried about Cam. Cam has been proving himself, even going back to JUCO, then at Auburn. He won the JUCO championship there. He won the championship at Auburn, and he won the Heisman, and then going number 1 in the NFL draft in a lockout season, winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year, later an MVP. Now he has Belichick plus 2,500 MVP odds. Yeah, certainly possible. Certainly possible. I got to give it up to him, man. Anything is possible at this point. So certainly we'll see what happens. And one last thing. Here's what Jay sent me. The meme here for this: Cam Newton taking over the Patriots after Brady left. That's a good one. Not gonna lie, that's a good one. That is a damn good one.
It feels like somebody else's. It is.
Who's the one that's giving him the smile to go? Who's the Sebastian Stan? Is that Jarrett Stidham or is that Hoyer going? Yeah, go take that thing. Yeah, see, Jordan suits were pretty bad. I'm on the Jordan train. He could have totally worn that too. Oh,
Jordan,
I like it.
Jordan wasn't just more than suits. Jordan had every pair of jeans with the widest legs possible.
This is good. Rocha, where the Republicans pissed you wore a tan suit.
And he'd be like, wider. Why?
Anyway, all right. All right, let's move on. I can't believe that took a whole hour. A whole hour. We did talk about the Dak Prescott thing. We'll see what happens with him. Also, the Patriots were fined $1.1 million. They lost a draft pick for them filming, for some unknown reason, filming the Cincinnati Bengals against the Cleveland Browns. And they were caught filming their practices by their production crew, who was hired as a 1099 freelancer production crew. They fired the guy who was in charge of that crew, David Mondillo. And then eventually he was terminated. Oh, sorry, he was suspended. Then he was terminated eventually. And then the sole purpose of the filming was to provide an illustration of an advanced scout at work on the road, said the Patriots at the time. There was no intention of using footage for any other purpose. So they're not going to contest the penalties, a Patriots spokesman said. So, but how many times can they get caught doing bullshit and just like take a fine and take that money and roll on to the next thing? Like, at some point, I don't know where the line is for these guys because they keep doing this shit. And you
got the commissioner in your back pocket, so you good.
Yeah.
You good.
I guess.
I mean, if we're just being honest, there is no line. They can do whatever they want. Like to be honest with you, the only thing that I could kind of think of to describe this, if someone has been trying to figure out what white privilege looks like in a metaphor, the Patriots have Patriots privilege.
Yeah,
they get like not only like with the bullshit Tom Brady got away with on calls, but the fact that this is some of the most egregious cheating we've ever seen, and they keep getting slapped on the wrists. Yep. They're not getting actual punishments, because I think about the Saints and how they got essentially a death sentence for bounty gate. And I would argue that this is worse, especially because some of these bounties that they were talking about, nobody got like seriously maimed or hurt.
Right.
It was bad, but it's something that has not only been apparently apparent across the league, but you know what I'm saying? It's not that bad compared to the bullshit that the Patriots continue to pull.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I agree with you 1,000%. So I don't know. It's crazy. Any other team pulls this stuff, I don't know. I think they're in trouble. I think only the Packers and the Patriots can get away with this stuff. If this was the Cowboys, y'all would be in jail. Yeah, the team would be in jail, for God's sakes. Mm-hmm. It's insane. Let's see. DGMC says, MJ Obama, where's your Chi-Town mom jeans, Jay? Ooh.
So I had a pair of those that got rid of once I lost 200-something pounds.
Here we go. There it is.
I went from a 46 to a 38. I'm not going to ever have pants like that.
46 to a 38. I love it. All right. F. James keeps chiming in. Thank you, F. James. This is strictly for Mikey Three Belts and corruption. Enjoy. Oh, you're a Schmodown fan. All right, F. James. Respect. Giving it up for Mikey Three Belts.
I just need a gif of when Mike almost quit the MCU exhibition match we did. When he was sitting there, when I called him on Thomas the Tank Engine, he was like, "That's just it. This is absurd."
Leave him alone. Just leave him alone.
Mike had a moment. What, John? You ain't no better either, because you've been ready to quit this motherfucking series.
Oh yeah. I quit all the time. I just don't do it at live events. I don't quit at live events. Right. You know, bro, because usually I win those live events. Tanisha Productions donated here. He said, I'm excited to see the NFL changes in 2024. Do you think the last snap we see in 2020 was the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Sent the first message to SEN, #get your money, #Cam got tight end money. Oh, yikes.
Damn. Oh no!
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. They canceled that Hall of Fame game, and we should get into the next thing too as well. Yeah. Maurice Smith, who is DeMaurice Smith, who is the NFLPA head, has said that he is frustrated watching players working out with each other in the offseason when they should be practicing social distancing and not getting into these situations. We saw, Ezekiel Elliott tested positive for COVID-19 a few weeks before he'd been working out with Dak. Now you got Tom Brady, Gronkowski, and some of these Tampa Bay Buccaneers working out together. You got other teams having their players working out together. This is an issue that is building and building and building. And right now, yes, the NBA is, we'll talk about that just in a little bit. The NBA has got their season scheduled, but it's starting to grow, this idea of people not playing because they're freaking out about what's going down there in Orlando and in Florida. Avery Bradley said he's not going to stay with the Lakers, and he's off the team. J.R. Smith is scheduled to take his spot here because he doesn't want to risk.
What?
Yeah. No, but
I'm surprised LeBron let JR come back after what he did in the last finals that LeBron was in and shit.
Oh yeah,
you remember that whole game one shit where he started running the wrong way?
LeBron LeBron is an incredibly forgiving guy. He always brings back his guys whenever he's on this thing. I mean, what's his face? Deion Waiters is on the Lakers now, and he was on the Heat. Remember when he was on the Heat? I mean, it's insane.
What?
Yeah, Waiters Island is still around. Is open for business. He is there on the Lakers. It's crazy. I'm waiting for him to bring in what's his face. Who's the guy they always brought in from place to place? I forget the guy's name.
Not Tristan Thompson.
Tavishka Jay asked for $8.17, so I sent him $8.17. There you go, Jay.
Oh, how much you pay us?
That was the stream. That was the StreamLab, $8.17. So you're good to go there, Jay. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, this is a fascinating situation. We look at what he's talking about, the DeMaurice Smith, because this was an interview with USA Today. He's just frustrated about the whole situation. Apparently, Russell Wilson was working out with some Seahawks as well, and he's saying they're just not, quote, acting in the best interest of player safety. They're not in the best interest of protecting our players heading into training camp, and I don't think they're in the best interest of us getting through an entire season. On June 20th, Dr. Tom Mayer, as the NFLPA's medical director, issued a statement advising players to avoid working out with teammates to prevent the spread of coronavirus. And this was made after around 10 teams reported positive coronavirus tests of at least one player on their team. So DeMar says, I certainly understand how competitive our players are, and I get that, but at the same time, we're in the process of trying to negotiate. We have to negotiate with the league about what happens to a player if the test's positive during the season. That's a great point, Jay. Like, there's all kinds of things to work out here, and they're still having active discussions about training camps and how that's going to go. Are they kind of, playing with their lives by doing this stuff?
Here's the biggest thing I think we have to take into consideration, and this is something that Winston and I do.
Mm-hmm.
We know exactly who we're around, so we know exactly what's going on. Mm-hmm. So when we're together recording, we good because we know who we're with.
Well, yeah. I'm very upfront with people. I Instacart, so it has to be a personal decision on somebody's thing that
Right.
I technically am out in the elements. Kristen, my girlfriend, doesn't care because we started off that way. I was staying with her before I got my place. So she's acknowledged that. And I remind Jay on the regular, and in all honesty, I think he misses me too much. So he's just like, yeah, whatever, just come on. Even though I'm like, you sure? And he's like, just come on. Come on. He's so lonely. So lonely.
So when it goes to the players, I understand we assume, because I'm saying we collectively as society, we assume because these are professional athletes that they are not staying at home by themselves, that they are not doing what they're supposed to doing. We're automatically grouping them into that. Now, yes, we know about what Dak and Zeke did with the parties. We get that one, but we can't put every other player in that bubble. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you may have Russell Wilson has a newborn baby on the way with Sierra. So I'm pretty sure that he will not put himself around people who's been around in that situation. Yeah. So you have to look at those things because it's not just Russell and the team, it's his stepchild, his future child, and his wife. Yeah. And you have a bunch of other players like that as well. So Brady has kids again, and Gronk is just like, I don't care, I'll drink the virus away. But you have to look at what these players are doing, and we don't know.
Yeah.
And again, yes, testing has to be a big thing, but at the same time, we can't just sit there and say that, they're together, so they're going to get each other sick. You can't automatically. I think that's one thing we have to stop doing, because every time we hear somebody is either has the potential to catch COVID-19 or we're automatically giving them death sentences. That's got to stop, because that is something that's not the case. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
And I understand, yes, there is a very susceptible amount of population that can get it and it can be fatal. I understand this. Yeah. But a lot of these players, again, if they're wanting to play, they have to understand, all right, in order for you to be able to go on this field or to go on this court, you're going to have to do what is necessary. And some of them are. We don't know directly what everybody is doing. So when everybody's like, oh man, they working out together, they're not social distancing. Like, yo, if you're a player and you just home by yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And if you've been at home by yourself, you ain't got no girl, you ain't got nobody, you just been at the crib by yourself, and you're one of your teammates who has been doing the exact same thing, what's wrong with the two of you working out together?
I guess that's fair. It's more a matter. I think DeMaurice is more concerned of what the message that it's sending to people who are following them, and they think, we could just go work out together. We could just go work out together, and maybe they think that it's sending the message that it's okay. And if someone gets infected because they worked out with their friend without knowing, like you do, you and Winston do, you guys know who you're talking to, who you're around. Maybe they're afraid that if you see that with Ezekiel and Dak, you got to encouraging people to go do that who aren't going to do that extra legwork or understand who your friends are around and might get it from each other.
I think the other thing that needs to be taken into consideration here, where my situation is very different than theirs, I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
That's literally so that I can survive.
Yep.
If I could, I would stay my ass the F home. I'd probably get a little annoyed, but I would stay home and it would just be here in my girlfriend's place and that's it. Yeah. So the difference is, all things considered, I understand they need to stay in shape and shit like that, but like as many millions as they have, they can stay in shape within their own confines. They don't need to be out in the streets like that. It doesn't make logical sense to me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Rudy Gobert recently came out, or yesterday or on Friday. He said he still can't fully 100% smell. So, I mean, this is an athlete in prime physical condition getting this thing and having this happen to him. I mean, like,
chlamydia, we don't know.
Huh?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
You said something.
I just said he may have had chlamydia. We don't know.
Oh. You're just putting on man's business in the street, dude. Come on now.
Seriously.
Come on now. What's wrong with you? You don't know he's got chlamydia. That's it. James Jones. That's the guy I was thinking about. James Jones has been on 700 teams. Every team LeBron
James Jones.
Every one of those teams. Yeah. James plays 1 minute a year, and he gets that ring. It's mind blowing to me what he gets away with. So, let's see. Wiley Henderson says Christian's wife trusts Brett to be in their home. Know your people. That's true. He does. She does. Brett. That's why only one person was allowed to be live with Christian in that studio at that through that all these months. Now we're all back. We're kind of all back now, being on SEN Live. But yeah, for all those months, it was quite some time before he put this thing together and allowed us to come back and be a part of it. So yeah, you got to be around each other. But do you guys think that we're going to get a season this year by hook or by crook? Do you think it's going to happen?
Like you just said, by hook and by crook. Yep.
Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately,
okay.
Right. I don't think we need one because we've proven this country is a goddamn mess and we need a lot more time to fix this problem.
Yeah.
But here we are.
It's one word that changes that whole thing.
Okay.
It's called economy.
Yeah.
And I understand what you're saying. But we all know that's the underlying word throughout all of this, why everything is happening, is economy.
But what's so silly about that is that look at all these other countries and how their numbers have genuinely gone down because they just stuck with the goddamn program. But we got so anxious and so stupid that we literally have put ourselves back in a situation where now we're in a worse situation.
Right, people telling us what to do. And because again, it comes from the top. I'll call it what it is. It comes from the top. And again, you can put, even when you go down this from governmental level, you do athletes, celebrities, people that people look up to, right? So governmental levels as a whole, the federal government didn't make this a big thing enough for the entire country. Yeah. They looked at it as it was going to be sweeping through in and out, right? Look where we are. So then you had states who follow under that who are like, oh, it'll just be in and out. And those states who follow through with that are now seeing massive surges again. And in some cases are about to shut back down.
Yeah.
Then you have some celebrities who, again, look at that and we're like, yo, you don't need to do this. Some athletes as well. You don't need to do this. And now you find out they have it. Again, everybody doesn't have a death sentence. Everybody doesn't have a hospitalization sentence. Some people just get it. They're asymptomatic and then boom, that's it. So again, I will always acknowledge that. But you have people follow under that. So it keeps following that way. Whereas you had these other countries where from the top, they were like, yo, this is what's happening. This is what we're doing, how we're dealing with it. If you don't like it, we will lock your punk ass up. And they took care of it.
Yeah.
And so that's how these countries were able to get their numbers down so low to the point where it's like, yeah, they can go back running. They can do what they need to do. But as opposed to us, as our country, which is we decided to politicize everything when it shouldn't have been the case.
Unfortunately, it's true.
It shouldn't have been the case.
Yeah, we didn't need to do that. We did, and it became now why we're in the situation that we're in. I mean, I went to get my haircut today, and my hairdresser's like, "I'm so glad you came in because what I hear is they're going to shut us down after July 1st or July 4th rather." And so that's an unfortunate situation. So
I think that's going to be interesting to see too. I've said it about California for the longest.
Yeah,
the only way they will shut California down as a whole, is there's got to be money available for unemployment again.
That's true.
If it's not, they're not gonna do it. I keep telling everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm still not gonna get it, which is fucking bullshit. But that's another conversation.
I know. I'm just saying.
I know.
Telling people they're gonna let this shit ride and die out.
I wasn't gonna let you go out alone, Rocha. I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This guy ain't going out alone. I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a couple things for me personally. So if you guys want to sit back for a second, feel free. I do want to say that I will give an honorary love and tribute to Joe Bugle. He passed away over the weekend at 80 years old. He was the architect of the Hogs for the Washington Redskins. He was the offensive line coach. We won 2 Super Bowls under Joe Bugle being the offensive line coach. And, they got to be known as the Hogs, was it Joe Jacoby, Dave Butts, Russ Grimm, those guys back when you had massive dudes and they could become their own thing. He was incredible for us, coach from 81 to 89. And he was the offensive coordinator, then promoted to assistant head coach. Then he left to be the head coach for the Phoenix Cardinals for about 3 years. Came back to Washington in 2004 when Joe Gibbs returned and stayed until his retirement after the 2009 season. We reached 3 Super Bowls under Joe Bugle and won 2 of them, as I said. But he said the reason they started calling the group the Hogs was in 1982. Bugle did this during a training camp practice. He referred to them as the Hogs when telling them to head back to the blocking sled. And Joe Gibbs said, once you establish a nickname, you'd better back it up. The Hogs did commercials. There were T-shirts. I certainly had them as a kid. Gibbs released a statement, said Joe had an incredible passion for the game of football. He came to work every day with such great excitement, and his players had tremendous respect for him. The strength of our coaching staff on both sides of the ball was a key reason we had so much success. Bugle was such a big part of that, and his impact was felt not only by those Redskins teams, but truly across the entire league. I will miss his friendship, and I will always cherish our late-night arguments putting together the game plan each week. So I don't know if you guys knew about Joe Bugle, but I had to give him a tribute on this sports show because he's my boy. And that's my, as you get older, bro, you start to lose the people you revered as a kid. And that's kind of life, how it goes. I tell you this, when Joe Gibbs dies, don't come find me, man. I'm shutting everything down for a day, just sitting in a dark room, man. Because that was my hero growing up as a kid. That was my coach. That's my coach, man. And we won so much with him. And then when he came back and took us to the playoffs twice as an old coach, it was incredible to see that. So Joe Bugle was a big, big part of that in the 80s. And it's a sad thing to see him go, but he leaves a great legacy in football for sure. So just wanted to take a little bit of moment for that.
I respect it, man.
Respect it completely.
Man, and let's move on to that story. Speaking of the Redskins, man, they took down George Preston Marshall's name from their Ring of Honor. He was the first owner for the Redskins. They took him down. They will remove him from the history wall outside the locker room at their practice facility. He was the last NFL owner to integrate the franchise. So really just everyone's kind of moving forward and changing things around. But this is something to think about. He named the team, and we're back to this discussion now, even more powerfully on the heels of Black Lives Matter. If he was a well-known racist, he was the last owner to integrate his team, then, if he named the team Reds, which is a racist name, it's a racist name, then it's beyond time to change the name. Don't you guys think?
Yeah, you can't just do one without the other. You can't just so he made it, but
we're going to take him out and we're going to take away his statue, but we're going to keep the name.
You got to get rid of the name too. You can't.
Yeah.
Go on, Winston.
I mean, y'all pretty much covered it. It'd essentially be yo, Donald Sterling, you are no longer allowed to come to NBA games ever again, but you can still make billions off your team. That's fine, whatever. Yeah. Just finish him. Is essentially what I feel about this. If you're gonna do it, then just do it. Just either be racist or don't. But don't play with my emotions.
And I think that's what it's you're trying to have it both ways. You're see, we got rid of the racist owner. We're good, right? The Redskins are still good. And everybody's you do realize what you just said.
I got a question. Is Doja Cat still canceled?
Yo, Doja Cat was nominated for fucking BET Awards. So clearly
So I asked because she has a song where the line is "play with my pussy, don't play with my emotions."
Yeah,
pretty much how I feel it. Either let's do this or get the fuck out. It's just one or the other.
It's just half-assed.
I agree, and that's what I've been a Redskins fan since the 80s, as I just pointed out with Joe Bugle. So to me, it's always been a problem. Once it was, because when you're a kid, you're growing up, you don't really hear about that. But once I got into my 20s and 30s, and you hear what that really means, what that word really means, it's if you're even remotely self-aware person or reflective person, you can't possibly be okay with that name. So when I say it, I don't have a racist connotation, but I'm not the one that needs to, make this decision. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the owners and the team that needs to make the decision, and the NFL themselves, I think, as well. And here's the thing: but they announced as well, the Redskins, they were going to retire Bobby Mitchell's number. He was the first Black player, African American player for the Redskins. He was drafted by George Preston Marshall, but here, before you give him too much credit, it only happened because Interior Secretary Interior Secretary Stuart Udall told Marshall he would otherwise revoke the newly signed 30-year lease to DC Stadium, which sat on federal land. So he had to be blackmailed into getting a black player on the team. And ironically, Bobby Mitchell's name is going to replace everything on that had Marshall's name on this. Yeah.
The Redskins as an organization needs to look at themselves from the top down.
I agree, brother. I hate it.
You cannot keep trying to say, well, we got rid of a name. We're putting a black guy up here. We're good. First of all, let's just say this. A lot of shit that's been happening, black people never fucking asked for, okay? Mm-hmm. Black people have not asked for.
Great point. That's a good. Y'all were to change the name of the Redskins, yeah.
But that I will give you credit for, which is funny. All we've asked for is, hey, fire and arrest cops that kill us and stop that from happening. You know what we did today? Today we took down Confederate statues. That's cool. Question: did you arrest them cops and stop them from killing us yet?
Every TV show that has a blackface episode, we got rid of it.
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, did you stop cops from killing us and arrest the ones that did?
No, because we didn't do that, because guess what we did? We changed Aunt Jemima. We got her off the logo.
No. You don't understand. I get it. That was my great auntie, and I hate that she was exploited. We didn't get that money. My real question is, did you stop cops from killing us, and did you arrest the ones that do?
Well, we said they got the Mississippi state flag changed finally, ain't that?
Yeah. So also, we arrested 4 of the cops, but we let 2 of them go on bail. So.
Yo, what did Tupac say? That's just the way it is. Things will never change.
People keep being like, well, all this is happening. Black people never asked for any of this that is happening.
It's true. It's like everything else but what you asked for is happening.
Right? It's almost like your mama sends you to the grocery store and says, look, little motherfucker, I need you to go get this stuff. We ain't gonna have no goddamn dinner. If you come back without the shit that I asked for, I'm gonna beat your ass.
But mama, they had ice cream upstairs.
I need you to go get some chicken, get some rice, get some butter. Get those 3 things. Those 3 things. I do have this other. This is the list of shit we don't need right now. So do not blow my budget. Do not blow my. Hey, listen to me. Do not blow my budget. Chicken, butter, and rice. And your ass gonna come home with some damn Captain Crunch, little nigga. I swear to God, I will slap you in the last Wednesday.
You don't like the roof of your mouth, so why are you complaining?
That's true. Captain Crunch they should put people in jail who made Captain Crunch. That's assault.
I saw a dude in Target. This was about 2 weeks ago. It was a black dude. And I wanted to walk up to him and just console him and hold him because my man was buying 2 family-sized boxes of Captain Crunch. I was like, yo, it's going to be all right. We going to make it through this, nigga. You need a hug. Because what type of torture you putting on yourself that you are willing to buy 2 family-sized boxes? And people like, well, what about his family? You willing to kill them too? Baby's roof mouths ain't even fully developed, and you want to tear that shit up?
How are y'all all so bad at eating cereal? I never hurt myself eating Captain Crunch.
What? You are not human. Look at your hair.
Do you just wish you had hair? Hush. I'm just saying that, like,
somebody with a full head of hair that was shaved.
That can't be right.
I never hurt myself. The only time I ever hurt myself on Captain Crunch is when I had already burned the roof of my mouth earlier that week on like pizza or some shit, and then I ate it, and then it was scraping the raw. But otherwise, I don't understand how y'all all hurt yourself so bad.
Yeah, man.
Do y'all chew? Or you just swallow it whole?
And then the skin dangles off the roof of your mouth. Play with it all day in your tongue.
Rocha, I know you've been around since the start of time, so let me ask you a question about how many times have you experienced that? I'm just curious.
Oh, many times. Captain Crunch,
How many times have you ended up with strawberry milk that you didn't pour in the bowl? Is what we say.
When Captain was first making his crunch, it was wood, so it was not good. Wood and milk, that was not good.
Okay, next story, please, ladies and gentlemen. That one got real.
It's not good. Let me just tell you. That is not good. Anyway, we'll see what happens because they're trying to get the DC team. The Redskins want to get a new stadium in DC, but Mayor Muriel Bowser said multiple times that she'd like the team to come to DC. However, she reiterated recently in an interview with Team 980, the sports talk radio there in DC, and said it's their nickname. They got to change their nickname. It's an obstacle for us locally, but it's also an obstacle for the federal government who leases the land to us. Snyder has said firmly he will not change that thing. But, I mean, I got a feeling things are changing. I got a feeling he's going to change that name. They've been exploring it. I got a feeling he's got to make that.
Do they have any Native American players in the league?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. But there have been people who protested this thing.
No, I understand that. But I always, just like when black people, we say certain people protested, but it's always more vocal when we do it. Yeah, sure. Let them say they had a Native American player or two in the league, which, by the way, lets you know something's really kind of weird with that. I believe that would make more of a push. Again, if Dan Snyder has said it, and you got Roger Goodell, who just recently gave the most bullshit apology ever, without even acknowledging Colin Kaepernick.
If they ever change it, I can't wait for the day when Goodell's back talking about we were wrong. Redskins was hella racist. We're no, they won't even say it. Just like Kaepernick, they won't even acknowledge what they were wrong about. They'll just be like, we're sorry.
Things should have changed a long time ago. We're sorry for all those we offended. And everybody's like, so you can't even say what you're wrong for, huh?
It's like that criminal gets caught. It's like, oh, I'm sorry I hurt people. You weren't sorry till you got caught.
Exactly.
You got caught.
Well, did you see real quick? Did you see up there? Arcam O. I'm a simple man. I love my cornflakes with warm Ovaltine milk and peanuts.
Bad idea. It's a lot of jagged edges thrown into your mouth. I don't know, man.
Can't take another heartbreak.
Just some super chats here real quick. F James 72 says, "Thank you guys. I needed you today. You don't have to read this, of course.
Too late. You read it.
I read it because man, you've been donating so much. Thank you, F James. I hope we made you laugh. Hope we took your mind off whatever it is that's persecuting today, man. We've all been there. We love you, man. We love you.
I hope the test is negative. I hope it ain't yours. I hope Maury gives you the ability to run around the studio when you get the envelope read. Like."
Randy Constant says, first team all races rankings, Mississippi, Utah. Surprisingly, Ohio in 5th position. Surprisingly, Ohio. Damn.
You gotta replace Ohio actually with Minnesota. They have hit.
Ohio, bro. Have you ever seen
No. I know, but considering George Floyd, considering what also just happened with that black dude, because I'm pretty sure that was in Minnesota. It was a black dude in the car with his 2 kids, and then white people like, you stole my car, and we're trying to chase his ass off. Do you not remember that shit? And try to get him out the car?
That's Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Minnesota's showing their ass so hard right now.
Minnesota's number 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's fair. Rocha was blasting my way by Sinatra.
We did it my way.
It's true. Hold on. Is that all the super chats? All right, I just want to make sure I get them all. And then I'll look on the Streamlabs real quick. No. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to one more story here. I'll put your thing. I got your picture ready to go, Winston. Let me.
It really just something just came out. I just saw it from Yahoo Sports.
Break it down.
The Browns reportedly were the only team other than the Patriots to even talk to Cam Newton.
Wow. I would have gone to that situation. You can outplay Baker Mayfield, and
you can definitely outplay Baker Mayfield.
OBJ, don't you? OBJ, and then you got
OBJ, Jarvis Landry. You still got that team.
Yeah, you got a good running back too. I would have totally done that situation. Great way to resuscitate your careers, to resuscitate a brand.
Then you got to go to Cleveland.
You think New England's
a mistake by the lake?
I mean, look, I understand that New England. I'm not a big Boston fan, and it's cold up there and all that shit, but. The one thing you at least have by going to New England is you do have kind of championship caliber up there at the very least.
True.
But otherwise, like, and at least even though you're at Boston, you're still kind of a stone's throw away from any other major city in the New England area versus Cleveland. Where you gonna go? Cincinnati? Like what? Like Dayton? Like I don't know, man.
See, Haskell says, of course, John Haskell got you. Jay's worst cereal is TASTE.
Tastios.
Coated tight ends that can't stay on your spoon or the field, hence a waste of money. Ow! Damn, that was good. That was good.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit right here like this for a while.
He's crying, y'all. That's why he took the camera off. Oh no, you finally broke it.
Need to have this happen to me.
Philosophy.
Oh, it was in Washington. Okay, sorry.
Which they are showing their ass too. But again, Washington and Oregon have always been super racist, but people keep forgetting that they're not.
Oregon was the whole idea was like, we don't like all this other shit, so we just gonna go off and start this little quiet white colony up here in the back.
Right. Like, and it's like, it's the whitest colony y'all could have started. But anyway,
what does that say? Sam Bradford is Cherokee. Okay. And supposedly Russell Wilson and apparently Dak as well.
Dak Prescott. Okay. All right. Well,
it's amazing that they've never spoken out about, and again, you're talking about when you say even Bradford now because of what he's been doing, but you got Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, two top tier players in the league.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Maybe there's a feeling that like look what already happened once, and they were just talking about not getting us killed, so we're changing the name. Like, let's not do that, and I don't know.
Man, I just saw this super chat. Rocha just got in.
Yo, first time
problem.
Show
again, we still getting $8 in this shit in 28 days when he get it. Ain't that a bitch?
And Honey Nut Cheerios all the way. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. We neither of us want to see this for 28 days. That's why I try to encourage Streamlabs. Streamlabs come right to directly to us. But this is
we need to start doing 28-day intervals. Winston, from the day we did this show, we're like, this Negro owes us a grand total.
I ain't sitting on your money. You better believe I ain't sitting on your money. First, you guys rocking Honey Nut Cheerios all the way, man. Yeah, I agree. Honey Nut Cheerios, absolutely. Thank you, Charles. For
Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms.
No, bro.
But for $100, I'll agree with you. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, for $100, let me tell you something. There's a honey of it all. It's Honey Nut Cheerios. Well,
that's true. All right. Let's move on to our next topic here. Let's deal with it. It's Bubba Wallace here. I got to get you guys' thoughts on this. This came through, and they did the investigation. They had supposedly found a noose in this garage. People rallied around Bubba Wallace. He wore the "I Can't Breathe" shirt. He's got a Black Lives Matter thing on his car, logo on his car. And it was a beautiful moment when people were walking his car down to the start. He got emotional. Richard Petty came out, who owns the racing car team, the racing team that he races for. It was a very beautiful moment. Then the FBI sent 15 people down there. It's kind of like Mississippi Burning. All of a sudden, they showed up. They asked a bunch of people stuff, and then they said that the noose that they supposedly found was a pull, something like that. But then
the garage not pull.
A
garage pull, right? But then you see the picture, and you're like, wait a minute.
That's a fucking noose.
That's a fucking noose.
Like, I'm so angry that there's so many levels to this. All right, first of all,
this is my thoughts on NASCAR with this.
That's the thing though. Is that on NASCAR or who is that on? I'm just saying that like what I get more upset about is the way people tried to come at Bubba.
Yeah,
like Jussie Smollett. You know what I'm saying? Whereas there's plenty of evidence to look at what happened with Jussie that we can say something completely different here. Bubba didn't lodge the initial complaint. He was told that that a noose was found in his garage.
Yes,
that's the first thing. It was NASCAR that made this statement that this should happen. Is the first thing. The second thing is anybody that honestly is trying to say that's not a noose. Well, I got some fucking waterfront property in Ohio to fucking sell your ass. Some oceanfront property. All right.
Third thing.
Yeah.
That's been there since October 29th, right? And supposedly so many other teams have used that garage and nobody said nothing. You know why? Because no other black person had that garage. So, of course, with the culture of NASCAR, you're not going to tell me they didn't just say, look at that funny little thing over there and let it go. It's not a fucking garage knot. I don't care what nobody tries to say. We've seen garage knots. Everybody's seen a garage knot. To sit there and say a blatant noose, NASCAR, you thought you had everybody with we're going to ban the Confederate flag. And then these motherfuckers the other day played Lift Every Voice and Sing. No,
they didn't.
No.
They played Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Yes. And I'm sorry for yelling, but yeah, they played Lift Every Voice and Sing. After you tried to just do that bullshit. Well, the FBI said it's not a noose. Fuck all of y'all.
Well, it's clearly a noose. The only thing that they want to say, if that's really how they want to go with it, and that's fine, because it doesn't sound like it was a hate crime directed at Bubba. It just
Right.
sounds like you said it was a very disgusting fucking joke. It sounds like that somebody did, and nobody said anything about it because, like you said, the only black racer never ended up in there to hear about it.
Yeah.
It's the minute his team got assigned to it, it became made aware, like, whoa, this has been down. But that's, come on now. Like come the fuck. Let's see, look. Charles Clark just said, as an Eagle Scout, I can tell you there are lots of other knots to use. Like,
yeah, there are.
Come the fuck on.
I agree. I mean, and something here Ed Haskell pointed out. He said NASCAR investigated something like 1,600 plus garages. Only had 9 had knots on the pull down ropes. Only 1 was made into a noose. So someone made that shit in October. True. And you have to wonder, did they know the schedule of the racing teams that were going to be using that garage ahead of time? And if they did they leave that noose up there? And how does, I mean, look, I'm not a black man. I mean, that's a noose. I would absolutely go crazy. Like, really? This is the logical knot you want to use? It makes no sense, right? So, but to NASCAR's credit, I know you want to denigrate him, Jay. I respect your point of view on this, but to NASCAR's credit, a gentleman stepped out, Phelps, I get his name was. He said, to us, that's a noose. It was a noose. We were legitimate to investigate it and explore it. And of course, assholes like Kurt Schilling want to jump on the internet and go the Josie Smollett too, or
Kurt Schilling to drop dead while he tweets.
Dude, I know.
Really do.
Spreading that kind of hate, man, is just like, because all this was like
a lower tier former baseball player who's become the biggest alt-right troll on Twitter, and when people check his ass, his bitch ass deletes his Twitter.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. He does. He's a bitch.
Well, can you put the yes. Someone said they didn't see the rope. Can you put the rope back up real quick? This is very, like, again, it is very clear that is a goddamn news. Like I didn't make it to Eagle Scout, but I did do Cub Scouts for a while, and I remember the knot shit. That's not necessary. As far as the fact that I've been in tech theater, so I had to work backstage and shit. That literally is not necessary.
How did I have family in Mississippi and Alabama, and that's a fucking noose.
The only other thing I could think of is that maybe somebody that was born in some backwoods shit, that's the only way he learned to tie a goddamn rope, and he's like, well, I'm just gonna do the best I can because my granddaddy used to use this one all the time. So it's just fucking stupid, man.
That's a fucking noose. I don't care who you are. That's a goddamn noose. It is so obviously a noose. So 15 FBI agents descending on it and then claiming it's not a noose. From which Department of Justice? Run by who? Under who?
It was in Talladega, right?
Right, but like, look at this situation. Florida. Right? And then it's, who's the governor of Florida? Ron DeSantis. Who's he friends with? Trump. So it all bleeds downhill, as you said.
It all bleeds together.
Yeah, they don't want to denigrate NASCAR. They never made their base. You know, it's ridiculous.
So to backtrack a bit, you're right. If NASCAR did make that statement afterwards, okay, cool. But the fact that y'all swept it under again, nobody reported it because, of course, it was a cute little joke with the culture of NASCAR. So it was like, hey, guess what's over in the corner? You guys are going to see something. And every team that used that garage was like, whatever, which also, can we not look at that as well? That every single team that utilized that garage, if that's been there since October 2019, has let it be there with nothing to say about it or nothing.
My only thing that I will say, and this doesn't excuse anybody, but I think it's the same way that we have a lot of situations where if it doesn't directly affect someone, and this is what we call people
Alabama,
out.
I'm sorry, Go Alabama. I'm sorry.
We call out a lot of stuff like this where we ask our white friends, look, if your uncle's going to make a racist ass joke about black folk, call his ass out about it. The same way that if someone's going to make a homophobic joke, call their ass out about it. What that situation was is either people thought it was funny, they were too lazy or too scared to actually speak up about bullshit. That's ultimately what it was. And I think the only reason this became a big deal is it came so quickly on the heels of not only everything that's been happening with the marches, but NASCAR saying we're done with the Confederate flag, that's why this flared up.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is a great point here by Philosopher King. One black man complains about a noose, and all of a sudden everyone becomes a, quote, noose pull expert. The reaction has been extremely racist against Bubba. I agree. Whatever goodwill NASCAR did by going and exploring and investigating this absolutely blew up in their face. And look, Steve Phelps, who is the president of NASCAR, certainly issued all the right comments. Did say I should have said an alleged noose, which drives me insane. But like, I get what he's trying to do here, kind of save a little bit of face for them. But he didn't apologize for the reaction. He didn't apologize for investigating this, which I thought was a good, positive step forward. But now people who are NASCAR, hardcore NASCAR people are going to say like, oh, see, we ain't racist. Come on now. You got to deal with reality here. There are races within NASCAR. There are races. I mean, that's a almost all white situation. So you're going to have it. So maybe they saw a noose, and you're right. Maybe they saw a noose and they thought it was funny. They saw a noose, didn't think twice about it, didn't think it was a big deal, and made their jokes and blah, blah, blah. And then Bubba gets in there, and no one has the common sense to be like, this next racing team is coming in. They have a black driver. Damn, man, we should take this thing down. We should cut this thing down and burn it or whatever. Just out of common courtesy. So people like Kurt Schilling come on. They're just trying to get likes and get attention for themselves. They could give two shits about these alt-right fans of theirs. They could care if they were all on fire. They wouldn't care as long as they kept their 2.9 million followers or whatever. They don't care. They're hollow, shallow people that don't stand for anything other than attention and fame. That's all they stand for. And the people that follow them, I feel bad for them because those are craven idols. Those are not real people you're following. They're just saying the most outrageous stuff so that you pay attention to them. And maybe you're in a deal with the devil with them, and you know that it's bullshit, and they're just saying stuff to piss off the liberals, and you just love that. And maybe that's true, but that doesn't make you a good human being. It really doesn't. And this kind of stuff, this is a noose. And no matter what your feeling was about it, you should feel happy that NASCAR investigated, happy that they got on top of it, and happy that the NASCAR president said, I don't care if they say it's a noose or not. To us, it's a noose, and we felt we had to investigate it. That's a positive. And maybe you'll learn a little bit of lessons if you're a NASCAR fan from that president and how he broke it down. So I don't know. It just frustrates me on so many levels, man, because it's like this kind of stuff needs to stop happening, and people need to start looking at themselves and not take everything so goddamn personally. We want to fix things. It's not about you. You know,
whoa! It's not sports, but someone just tweeted at me. Apparently, this came out in Time Magazine today. Iran issued a warrant for Trump, and that's Interpol. I didn't hear about this over the drone strike on the general. Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's random. Someone just tweeted at me.
You know what's a drone strike? That's a drone strike to your career. Look at that.
Oh. I mean, it's not really a drone strike to my career. I offered it up willingly. It's fine. I get it. I totally get it. It's me at the toga party I was in Phi Kappa Psi, man. That was yeah.
I love
it. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. I am not having anybody's shit either. You see that shit? I am tired of whoever the fuck was taking that photo. I was done. I was done. I don't give a fuck. Look, y'all, I literally put it up because I wasn't gonna leave my boy Rocha out there by himself, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. So we're not leaving Rocha on islands by himself. All right.
That was 2008.
Smithy toga.
Yeah, that was 2008, yo. That's what's up. Then he just called. Oh, see, you're disrespectful, Haskell. He just called me a young Michael Winslow. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like all the way the fuck out of here, man. Damn. Man.
Oh, piece of police reference. Respect that. Is that made from Rocha's suit?
Someone just said I look like Nick Cannon from Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Jesus.
Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. That's the whitest photo I've ever seen of Winston.
Winston's only excuse to not look like Rasheed Wallace. I'll take that shit. Fuck. I was trying to really not do that shit. More like a young Michael Wilbon. See, y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit.
All right, here we go.
Why would it look like a broke-ass version of the Statue of Liberty? Wait, pull that shit back up real quick. Wait. Oh shit. God. Oh my God! Instead of the torch, I got a fucking red cup. Someone followed it up with it. Looked like I showed up to an audition for an all-black remake of Animal House. Wait a minute! Oh my God!
Oh man, I'm finna send Rocha. I'm finna send you 2 pics.
Oh.
All right, so I'm really regret this.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Winston, the U.S. Army killed. Oh, yes. Put the pick up again. Tell me he does not look like a young Michael Winston. Oh, they play some Winston Cooper, the Bronx. Welcome and all the pro niggas.
You look like you had a girlfriend named Katie.
Right? Or Karen.
Yep, Jay, you're next. John, I sent you some stuff on your on your Twitter feed. Oh Lord Jesus!
Her name was Natalia. That was her name.
I'm gonna regret this.
These are good. These are good. I like these. All right, hold on.
This.
Get this thing.
So you're gonna see my first ever attempt at headshots. First of all, there's a high school pick. Then there's a high school pick. So I don't know which one you gonna put up first.
Woo, Lordy. What are we working with here?
I can't wait.
Here.
2008 was a great year. Don't listen to the haters. Didn't Dark Knight come out in 2008?
That's good. That's good. I like it. That's good. Oh, dude, this is incredible. This has been a great show.
This is gonna be.
This has been a
good show.
For those
that's the other thing. If you've never been to a toga party, kiss my ass. Them shits is fun as hell. White people wild out at toga parties.
Yes, they do.
Like real talk. All the ladies looking hella fly because they got the broad type toga on with the skirt at the bottom. All the fellas out there got the one titty out, just like playing beer pong and shit. Everybody doing keg stands and just acting a goddamn fool. If you ain't been to no toga party, you done fucked your life up.
I'm so sad I did this. I'm so sad I did this.
Fantastic.
I'm so sad I did this.
The Birdman hand rub. I'm just ready. He said, "Yo, hit that Birdman hand rub." That Suge Knight from straight out of Compton, ready for this shit.
I'm so glad I did this.
Let me see if I can get it up in time. Get it up in time.
Oh my God, it's gonna be.
Washington Esquire coming in soon. Hold on.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Oh, there's.
Oh shit. Oh, he was actually doing the Suge Knight hand rub. Oh shit!
You look like Dwight Howard's brother. Like, why do you look smaller brother? That's what you look like there.
Yo, my guy looks like he was like, yo, when I get about this high school, you know I'm about to run for them Kappas. I'm about to step right up in that motherfucker. Let's go. Like real talk, Jay looked like the one blood that decided that academics was important. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jay looked like he auditioned for his high school's rendition of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. That's what he like Jay looked like he had like before he just didn't really take acting seriously at the time, but he had a one co-starring role on the Cosby Show where he tried to teach all the other kids that academics were important, and Mr. Huxtable agreed with him.
Oh, Mr. Huxtable.
Somebody said I look like I'm in a Boys to Men video.
You look like you were the fifth Boys to Men that got kicked out the group, my nigga.
You're like the one black guy on the debate team. That's what you're
Now you look like a young Michael Wilbon. Now that is fucking real. That is what Michael Wilbon looked like before he decided he went into sports journalism. Debo about to take your chain. Oh Jesus! He stole that medal from some other child at the school. This is my medal now, punk. You catch Jay with the keys first time release money. He looked like Terrell Suggs' little cousin. Jay looks like he says job turkey still. Oh my God. I mean, you do look fly, bro.
There it is. Your parents.
Yo, someone said you look like Carlton's friend from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Oh, you're Carlton's one hood friend that was also at the fucking Bel-Air High.
Okay, Suge Knight mashup. God.
Oh my God. Haskell goes to the beginning of the Mad Time podcast, the Teen Titan podcast. Wait, pull the photo. I have to see Jay's face. Oh God. Oh God. The Teen Titan podcast.
He sent another one. I don't know why he likes to be a glutton for punishment. Bam!
That's Mr. Yo, that one right there, that nigga clearly runs a phone sex hotline. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like this is who women call when they're tired of their husbands. So they want like Stomp the Yard extra. Like this nigga right here looked like he was in Stomp the Yard. He was the MC in that, and he's like, and whatever the ladies like what they saw, come and let me stomp it out for you later. Like, oh my god. Someone said it's the academic Ruben Studdard. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Lord. Yeah, see, that's what I tried to tell y'all. See, oh my god, big worm with no hair. Oh Lord Jesus. My nigga looked like he used to be a part of Drew Hill. He was Drew Hill 2.0.
Oh, that's good. This is good stuff. This is great.
I'm just saying. This is the only thing. I'm not allowed to say the N-word and stuff during the Schmodown. What I would really love to do as a manager is to be able to just fully roast everybody. You want to talk about win a manager of the year? I would win that shit in 2 seconds if I got to just go. Mabel from Men on a Mission got his degree.
Damn, dude. They are bro,
why that photo? You look like a character out of an Living Color sketch. You literally look like Keenan. You look like Keenan was trying a new character out and he wanted Keenan Ivory Wayans that he wanted to see.
I like Jack Beard looks like Jason. Damn, Jake.
Yo, who did he get the blowfish? He does look like a young pastor. That you look like a youth pastor. That photo. Oh my God! Like, wait, go back to the first one he put up. Yo. Cause see, in this one, he definitely got all A's in Bible study. He's like, y'all don't know that the Lord God will bless me with a career one day, and that's teaching all these young guns how to pray for Jesus.
This is before he met white women. This is after.
Yo, Rocha won. Rocha just won, bro. Rocha won. And then why someone say Jay looked like only his right hand is moisturized? Oh no. Hootie the Blowfish's only black bodyguard. Oh Jesus, wait. The first photo looked like Warren Sapp in high school before he started playing high school football. Yo. Yep. And then someone else said about the second one, he looks like a hip hop pastor. He looks like he raps for God. He got bars for God.
Hootie and the Blowfish is only bodyguard. Oh Lord. All right. So bad.
This is the best episode. This is the best episode, y'all. Okay, I got one more. I got one more for you, Rocha. Hold on. I'm not gonna.
We got 10 minutes.
He looks like a dad.
NBA before we wrap up. Any
Straight
thoughts
out
on
of
the
tight, straight out of somebody said straight out of the dryer.
While we're doing that, we got to talk about the NBA. The NBA is coming up here. It's going to open on July 31st. Apparently, they're going full steam ahead, even though people are they at 16 people test positive over, and they actually said that's better than we anticipated. So I was like, what? What does that mean? So it's happening. Do you guys have someone that you're watching? I sent you guys some matchups. Anything that excites you guys?
Let me relook at the schedule because I looked at it and my brain kind of filtered stuff out. I mean, the Battle of LA is going to be super interesting. You could potentially shift some places depending on how that plays out. The Bucks and Rockets.
I was to say the Bucks and Rockets.
Super interesting.
Bucks and Rockets will stand out to me. Like I want to see what these guys can actually do.
And the Bucks and Raptors. The Raptors are fighting to get better field position off the Bucks, so I think that's going to be a huge game too.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the Grizzlies, man. You know, they're kind of squeaking in here in some crazy way. They could mess some stuff up here. They're taking on the Pelicans as well. Zion coming back. We're going to see what Zion's got, and we're going to see what Jean Morant has got too. So I'm excited to see that as well. Battle of LA, I guess it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to have it in Orlando. And like I said, we got Avery Bradley not coming back. Pelicans Jazz is interesting too. Donovan Mitchell taking on Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. That could be fun as well. So, and the Celtics and Bucks is cool too. I don't know what to expect from the Celtics going into the playoffs. And
Corey Scott Johnson can kiss my ass.
Did he come at you? Hold on.
He said, "Start your press, starch, nigga."
Wow.
Damon from Friday After Next.
Yeah. Yep.
Stuff. And then one last thing, Vincent Carter was retired. He officially retired. Do you guys have any? Do you have a favorite memory?
Look, that's a guaranteed Hall of Famer.
Hell yeah, it is.
Nothing to prove to anybody. His legacy is cemented in the league. He is a historical figure in the NBA. He has played a very he could have potentially kept playing, which is the crazy part.
Yes, it's madness.
He was still putting up numbers, and people were saying that he was still out there schooling cats and everything. And I'm trying to remember. I think he just missed us. He just missed us for the NBA title, which I feel bad about. If I remember correctly, we had just won it, so that kind of sucks. And then I think the other thing that's super,
Does he have a ring?
No, I don't think so.
Not.
No, it's not right.
He just we had just won ours, so he just missed it. So I feel bad about that. But I think the coolest accomplishment that will never, in my opinion, I don't think it'll ever be topped again because of when guys come into the league, is he's the first NBA player to appear in one game in 4 different decades. That'll never happen again.
Never happen again.
Kind of crazy. He talked about it. He issued a statement saying how much he really appreciated the time in the NBA. If there was any disappointment because of the season, any of that, it was kind of easier to put it aside and handle it that way. It's like, okay, it's something bigger than my career. It's unfortunate, but with the coronavirus taking people's lives rapidly, that's the big picture in my mind. So I was able to put the weird ending, the abrupt stoppage of play to an ending aside for the bigger picture. Adam Silver said in a statement, Vince Carter has made an indelible impact on the NBA with his remarkable skill and enduring commitment. He is 19th all-time in the NBA history in scoring. He was the league's rookie of the year in 1999. He averaged 16.7 points per game and played for 8 different teams, most notably the Raptors and the Nets. He was considered one of the greatest dunkers ever. He won the slam dunk contest in 2000. Also, I think to me, I'm always going to remember that 7-game series between him and Iverson and the Sixers, between his Raptors and the Sixers. That 7-game series, you want to study basketball at a time when it was absolute mania. That is a great series to watch. Both of them just trading shots left and right all over the court. It was incredible to watch. And, the Sixers just did enough. I think it was overtime in Game 7 to win that series. But Vince was right there. It's very similar to the Raptors. If what's his face doesn't hit that basket to win the game, to send them into the next round of the playoffs, then maybe they don't win that title. Maybe the Sixers win that and keep going into the title. You just never know. So it's that series. If you haven't seen that, it's just the best Vincent Carter I've ever seen. And yeah, he took a lot of crap when he was in Toronto. There was stuff going on with him and was it T-Mac? Him and T-Mac had some issues. T-Mac was his cousin.
Those cousins.
Right. Okay, it's tough to play with your own cousins, especially when one wants to shine and the other one wants to shine as well. So it was issues going on there. And at times people felt Vince quit in that last year in Toronto. Then he kind of rehabilitated his career. And every stop he went to became an ultimate utility man, something Iverson couldn't do. Vince totally could. And that's why he was employable for so long. And in the end, he walks out of this whole situation after being called a spoiled crybaby for a couple of years. He comes out as a statesman, a respected, venerable statesman of the game. So sometimes it's about the long game. It ain't about what's happening immediately in your world.
Like you said earlier, a lot of people we brought up earlier, a lot of people are going to be like, well, damn, he never got a ring. He never got a ring. But we also have a bunch of other greats and icons who unfortunately never got rings.
Exactly. Barkley, Ewing, great players who never got a ring. Malone,
Yep.
You know who else didn't get a ring? This guy. He didn't get a ring. He did not get a ring.
You look like the black stunt double for Pee Wee Herman.
Oh. Wow.
You look like you running your Test Nation of Islam speech with a bunch of white people in the background.
That one is good. I like that one. That looks like I'm definitely in an elementary school full of white children trying to explain. What the brothers of Islam is.
You little white babies who have held back black people. Your slave masters on the wall behind me will help you.
I like that the Pope is behind you. So is Beethoven and fake books. It's fake books on that.
Fake books. That's Bill Gates over there. That kind of looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Thurgood Marshall.
Walt Disney. I think it's Walt Disney, actually.
Walt Disney.
Yeah. You got Walt Disney. He hated the Jews, but let me tell you what Louis Farrakhan said on a City Hall.
Well, I like this. Mr. Cooper's teacher's assistant.
Hey, man.
You look like the first broke game show host.
Well, that's the real talk. But you're 1,000% right. So this was an audition for a game show. and they asked me to come kind of like dressed up and shit. So I brought out the bow tie and the gray suit, bro.
You look like you were dressed for Who Wants to Be a Negronaire. Like,
yo, Rocha, I gotta get that suit, put your suit back on, or we just gonna go out here in these streets, bro. And we'll get Jay to dress like the youth pastor. He'll bring him in and we'll shut him down.
well, if you think that was the youth pastor, wait till you see the last picture I just sent Rocha.
Oh no!
You know what? You got a nation, a Bible camp vacation.
What did he say? We the nation of Bible camp vacations. I'm dressing like I drive a BMW, but you see him walk into a 1990. Or I was trying out for the young Steve Harvey in the biopic. Oh my God, the price is wrong, bitch.
You look like BET wouldn't let you audition, and you upset.
It looks like I was in the Great Debaters movie. Y'all got some good ones in here.
I know, man. Our fans are good. Our fans are sharp, man.
I'm afraid what they about to say off this last one. They talking about you like this. Jesus, I shouldn't have sent this.
Good stuff.
I shouldn't have sent it. I'm sorry.
Good stuff.
Somebody said you look like Bentley Farnsworth.
Is that the outcast guy with the umbrella?
I like the way you move.
I was about to tell you what the survey says. Wade Brady, let's make a deal, young Wade Brady. Radical in the sheets. No. I was gonna say I kind of look like that one Brotherhood of Islam lawyer from SVU. So anytime a black brother is in prison, he shows up and be like, "You will not take another black man and put him in jail." Wrong.
You look like you show up on Twitter for every civil rights issue.
I look like I'm the first one to call Sean King out for being problematic. Just like,
look at Chalky Luther King.
Yo, I look like I might be the first one to ever coin the phrase hotep.
Wait, Pastor 420 says, "Get my new book, How to Be a Hoe."
That's not what booty can do for you, but what you can do for the booty.
I'm trying to bring up the one Jay sent me. Shit, hold on. I'm gonna find.
This look like he said he will go to the protest when something always comes up.
Yo, Randy, you ain't shit for that. He said I'm the I am delivered dude. You ain't shit
like being
You ain't shit for that, Randy. You ain't shit for that, bro.
I am delivered.
Wait, I didn't see that one. Absent God said, I look like I say I'll always go to the protest, but something always comes up.
Yeah. BGMC says, booty, getting some booty is more important than eating food. It's more important than drinking water.
I look like, yo, Jay, I look like I say, excuse me, my proud Nubian sister. Can you tap that white girl over there for me?
You look like you'd be like, I got beautiful black soap for that beautiful black skin.
Oh my God. Someone just said I look like I'm about to sing at the cat funeral.
These are great. Oh my God. All right, I got one more for Jay.
All right.
I know we're running out of time, so I'm gonna bring it up real quick. There it is. Oh my God, Jay. Jay, why you do this to yourself? I don't understand why you do this to yourself.
I don't either.
I mean, like,
I'm going ahead and drop him out of here after this one.
Let me take the
Oh my
Bam! Bam!
Oh! Jay looked like everybody uncle that came to see his first play. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm gonna be the star of Peter Pan. Boy, Peter Pan soft, but I'll come to the play because I respect my little nephew. Okay?
I like that. Winston is that dude that the dudes who sell oil on the subway answer. Winston here is teaching kids not to get vaccinated. Don't trust Bill Gates.
You look
like the girl he loves.
Oh my God. I got a game show on the Game Show Network and I never told the girl I love what the deal is. Yo, but real talk, Jay looked like
somebody said I look like a Static Shock henchman. Nigga.
Bro. You look like if they wanted to do an all-black rendition, like if they got the Kingpin involved in Luke Cage, you would be the new Kingpin, my nigga. Like you were the Harlem version of Wilson Fisk. Okay, is that Biggie's cousin? Oh no! Oh no!
Show Superman's hella bogus. Jay out here looking like Suge Knight, the 9 Union.
Oh my God! Did someone call for a punishment? No! Oh my God! I love this next one. Were you about to ditch it for Men in Black? He didn't have an all-black suit, so he got his crushed velvet to go out there.
Hey, let me tell you something about that velour jacket. I had those in 3 different colors, nigga. I had black, blue, and
I have one. My first headshot had me of one in a jacket like that, but in maroon, bro. I'll show that next week. We'll save that for next week. He's gonna manage New Edition. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Love.
Yo, this is what Jay wore. Jay used to be a vice principal, and this is what he used to wear to dates when he had days off from the school.
Yo, absent God said I look like Thanos after serving his time.
Got a fresh pair of Stacey Adams. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
What is that, velvet?
Bro, Jay looks like if Billy D. Williams just drank nothing but Colt 45s for the rest of his life and used to go to his little cousin's football games and shit.
That's the only dude he has is Courtney. I look like I'm in a custody and I just want Skylar back.
Someone just said he looks like you got 5 beepers. Oh no, yo, the entertainer's fucking stunt double.
This is great.
Yo, that's the suit he wears for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter Sunday, all them holidays.
Baptisms, auditions, interviews for a regular job.
Yo, he looked like he is the first black man in his family to get a PhD, and he went back to teach high school, and he is Dr. Washington, and he takes that jacket off because he has the orange button down and the pattern tie. My name is Dr. Washington, not Mr. Washington. If I hear you say Mr., I will immediately fail you, and I might go ahead and smash your mama. Now, we're going to get on to what really happened here. The father reaction. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Looks like the dad of the girl I didn't bring back home before 11 p.m.
No, that doesn't look like the suit that he brought thinking he'd be drafted day 1. That looks like the father of a player who looked like he thought he was going to get drafted on day 1. That's what I'm saying. The mad substitute teacher titan, Dr. Washington. I'm trying to tell y'all. That uncle that always cut the ribs. Rocha, I think what we've really learned is a large number of the game time fans are black as hell.
Yeah, and I love it. I'm here for it.
These roastings are too hard. How to cook the ribs. Yo, the blazer he handed down more than the mantle of Black Panther. Oh my God. I just saw someone else. Someone said he got the Patrice O'Neal old fit on.
Yo,
R.I.P. Patrice. Oh my God, you got to wear open tandles.
In this goddamn show.
All right, we should roll. All right, thank you everybody for watching today. Today was a hell of a thing. We love you all so much for taking your time to watch us live, and thanks for dealing with the fact that we couldn't be on last week. Hope it was worth the wait because this has been a hell of a show. And thank you. Please like and share this episode on your social media. If you're going to share any episode of Game Time, this is the one you want to share on your social media to get people laughing and enjoying their day. A lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. People getting down, people getting sad about life, but you got to laugh, and hopefully the show made you laugh, and hopefully if you share it, somebody will watch it and make them laugh as well. Jay, where can they find you, my man?
In somebody's church choir or auntie's bake sale. Twitter and Instagram. Mr. J Washington is spelled below. The Supervillain Squad, patreon.com. Use 20 lit roll.
Jay, you definitely look like you go around saying what you say now, Chuck, just all the time. All the time. Yep. This was the best episode.
Join my supervillain squad because I'm broke and
Cats get stuck on Jay's suit.
What you say?
Someone said, so Absent God verse says, Absent Good says, cats get stuck on Jay's suit. Then he followed it up with cats use Jay as a scratching post.
No, I was in that Single Blurs group on Facebook. I had to leave that group, bro. I left that group. But anyway, Mad Titan podcast every Thursday.
Oh my God. That's too good.
Yo, they do have a point though. That does look like the GM that signed 13 tight ends when he wears to their signings. That's real.
Before they finally got him out. Anyway, Jay, is there more, Jay, or you pass it off to Winston now?
Mad Titan. New Patrol reviews on the channel, youtube.com, Jay Washington 80, Stargirl reviews. I'm done. I'm done.
Looking like a prison life coach. I was just like y'all, brothers. I used to find myself on the yard. Okay, I used to find myself trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. And I found
good book.
And I found God.
Okay. Winston, where can they find you, man?
Yo, one last one. Just to go off of that, Jay definitely looked like he spent a lot of his time in the law library of the prison, and now he actively goes whenever he comes into the prisons to help brothers with their cases.
Matter of fact, to the precedent set in the case of James versus Kodak.
This is incredible.
You can find me, as it says under my name, at the Swaggy Blurred, and that's my Twitter, my Instagram. If you guys could do me a favor, there are four that I'm really trying to push. One's a combo right now. The first one is my Twitter and Instagram. My biggest thing this year, I have to get my follower numbers up because I actually lost a job last year for not being high enough. So if you haven't already followed me, please do that.
Please follow me on Instagram.
Secondly, go over to Blurs in the Hood. Follow us, youtube.com/Blurs in the Hood, please. Third, youtube.com/PBP News. That's Positive Black People News. We're trying to get that number up too because we actually have a potential to sell the show right now, but it's the same thing. I got to get those numbers up. And then because people like the idea, but they want to see that it can work. And then finally, my brain just completely shat itself. Twitch.tv/The Swaggy Blurred. I do a show called Swagback Thursdays. We're trying to get to affiliate. I'm going to be streaming this evening for about an hour, and that should get us over the hump, but we're trying to continue to grow that out. So that would mean the world to me if y'all could do that shit for sure.
Boom.
Oh, God. I needed these laughs today.
I died and came back to life, and now I am dead again.
Ain't that a bitch? Jay lost control of the Muslims and I to Kareem Saeed before the show.
Yeah, please hit that like button, everybody. Please. What do we have? We had over 120 y'all watching us, 119 likes. Thank you so much. We had up to 150 watching live at one point. So thank you all so much for joining us here. Please subscribe to the channel down below. Trying to get to that 15,000 subscriber mark and start marching towards 20,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy the content, this kind of content you get every week, please subscribe down there. Follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And I think that's it. There's a bunch of stuff going on. But until then, we got to tell you, thank you so much for taking time with us and enjoying the three of us here.
How did he do that? How did he do that? Oh, my God. I can't believe he did. That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal.
And,
God.
We'll talk to you next time on another brand new live episode.
What a way to end this show. Oh, my God.
Take care until then.